Hi, guys. I always forget what day it is. Especially being off work. It's Monday, right? Happy Monday night.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody. And Lily, so good to see you, sweetie. Happy you're here. Tonight I have our resident Popo in the house, Bob Cromwell from the YouTube street, so I'm sure you know. We are here to talk a little bit of psychology tonight. And this, first and foremost, disclaimer, this is not a direction at anyone in particular. It's to talk specifically about some behaviors that we see online these days. So with that being said, thank you, Bob, for being here with me. And I hope we have a little bit of fun along the way. I have to ask you one question, though. I know I emailed you, and thank you for coming on and talking about this. You said that we're talking psychology, or is that as kind of a pet project for you? Is it something you've been interested with for a long time, just studying the mind or psychology or whatnot?
Yeah, it has. I've been, hold on, sorry. Yeah, so there's a lot of people that don't believe mental health is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's something I've always been interested in for whatever reasons. And so in my law enforcement career, I taught a lot of those things, like signs of mental health, different mental health issues, and then signs of personality disorders, things like that, because it can help us determine, like if somebody should go to jail or a hospital sometimes,
Yeah.
And hold on. There's just a lot of people that don't believe mental health is even a real thing, especially in law enforcement.
And it's still sad in today's age, 2026. I'm a Gen Xer. It's quite funny. If you ever follow anybody online or on the tubes that likes to make fun of the Gen X, or the opposite of that, the ones that stick up for the Gen X and tell you all the shit that we went through as kids, I think it's quite funny.
Yeah, it's totally different. Everything, the way people thought, how people figure things out, like we didn't understand mental health in the 70s very much, hardly anything.
Exactly.
So what do? You just think that the kids are behavior problems, that they can control their whatever it is, and that's just not the case. And
exactly.
So, it's the old joke, like at my mom's, my mom passed last year. So at her memorial, I made a joke, like she was my nurse also. Did we even have hospitals in the 70s? Cause I was getting stitched up all the time by my parents, that sort of thing. It was just a different, the joke about Gen Xers is parents said, come home before dark, no
It
phone.
was come home when the street lights are off. First, let me say, I'm so sorry for your loss. I lost my mom 3 years ago, and I still have a hard time with it.
Yeah. And I can't see the chat on my phone, so I don't know.
You can't?
No, I don't know why.
Is there the little arrow on the right side of StreamYard? You can click that, and it should pop your chat out.
Shit.
Hi, Lily. So
Hold
good
on.
to see you. Do you see in StreamYard where it says comments? Oh, hold on.
That arrow
There you
doesn't
are.
work. I just have this glare on my glasses, which I hate having.
Gotcha.
So,
Hi, Melissa.
it's just, we didn't know. So our generation, parents, at least mine, were boomer kids, which a lot of people talk about. It's a different type of love. It's a different, everything.
Yeah.
it's not close. And then we, if any Gen Xers had kids, we took it the opposite, the totally extreme other side of that. But we also started paying attention to our kids and things, and
Yeah,
medical
and I think one of the
technology.
biggest things I've talked about, even in past videos and that I've noticed with my son, he's 23. He was born in 2003. And, when we got scrapes and bruises and fell off our bike, you went home and you got, what is it? Oh my God, this is the problem I have with my brain. The pure, the stuff that you clean out your wounds with. Peroxide thrown in it. It's like, you're hurt? Let me hurt you worse to fix that. Now it's like kids just are coddled so much to the point where when I remember when my son first started flag football, and they all got the participation trophies and like last place trophies, and I was like, that was the first time it was kind of like clicking in that things were different. It's like, I understand the mentality of that, especially in the younger kids, but you have to look at the opposite. Like my mom, when we would play games or cards when I was a kid, she'd never let me win, ever. It was, you learn how to win and you learn how to lose and deal with it.
I never let my sister win. I taught her how to lose.
You taught her how to lose.
Exactly.
You have to teach the kids how to lose, because if they automatically expect something, no matter how good or bad they did, that's how they're going to live their entire life. And that's why we have now young adults in their late teens and 20s expecting things to just be handed to them. And it's quite concerning,
It is. We coddled them. So I taught my 4 kids, like games. So you got to lose. There's no quarter. Like, you're going down.
Yeah.
And it turns out the youngest is the toughest, and he's always winning. So, that's different mentality than what you're talking about. But the best part about what has happened in this generation, which, some people don't believe this, but the best part for me is I think we learn more about our brains.
Yeah.
Scientists still don't understand our brains. So for us to think that we have everything figured out is just ignorant. Like, I don't know anything. The older I get, the less I feel like I know, because I feel like I'm learning things that I didn't know. And a lot of it has to do with our minds, at least for me, because that's what I've been really passionate about.
I agree. And as much as I study the mind, I've done it in college. And since then, I'm constantly studying things and looking things up on the internet. And even though I'm out of the mental health field now, it's still my passion. It's where it's the way I look at things. It's the way I look at life and evaluate the world and others and my life. And I think that one of the biggest things that kind of just goes along with the kids today, that it just expects something from nothing, is there somehow it translated into them never thinking something's wrong inside and they need to blame everyone else. And something that I've seen a lot in the newer generation in the late teens and the early 20s is there's this running theme against their parents, us Gen Xers. Like, we did them all wrong, and they don't speak there's many kids that don't speak to their parents. It's all their fault. They go to therapy, and what they take from therapy is, it's the parents' fault, so I'm just going to kick them out of my life. It's kind of disturbing, some of the stuff that I've seen about that.
Yeah. So what we learn is that how effective we are when we raise our kids, whether it be good or bad, and molding their entire life. I mean, some of the things we're going to talk about, which I can understand some things because a lot of people had trauma as a childhood, and that stuff sticks with you. So that's why it's better now to me that we do understand our mind a little bit more about like, you know, depression or anxiety or these things that were not even an issue. Like there was no such thing.
Right.
You know, I told my dad I was nervous, and he's like, oh, okay, too bad. Go get, you know, like I played varsity sports, so I threw up before every game I ever played. That was like normal anxiety for me. And that's fine. But we didn't know what that was, you know?
Right, exactly.
And it's high now, too, with the way that kids communicate. Yes, Lily, I saw your chat. I am the oldest. I have 2 younger sisters. But, and also how we understand our kids maybe more, or some people that have some issues that we wouldn't have known about, you know, personality disorders or mental health actual diagnosis, you know. So I like, that's what and the reason is the other things I taught in law enforcement were domestic violence, crisis intervention, which is mental health, and human trafficking and abuse and those sort of things. So those are all very, very related to people and their trauma and their past and their mental health issues that they may have. Many of those things are intertwined. Like victims of domestic abuse are the same personality types or same situation types that can be victims of human trafficking, you know, because of how they are, you know, how victims are chosen, or victims of SA.
Yeah.
So that's a long thing for that. But for my entire life, that built from chasing down the bully. So we talk about bullies a lot in high school or junior high.
Yeah.
And then we think that's it. We don't realize they're all around us. They're our bad supervisor. They're the bad cop. They're the bad parent. They're the narcissistic type person that takes advantage of people. They're all bullies in all walks of our life currently still. And I swear I seek them out because it's just a thing. And, you know, like in my careers, one, I wouldn't have one that worked for me. 2, I'm not afraid to confront one, you know, or in real life. And because bullies are weak, their bully persona is so you don't know they're weak. They don't want us to know how insecure they are. Yeah. Right? That's how that happens. So I don't like bullies. I don't like bad cops. I don't like people thinking that you can just treat people a certain way. Exactly. And I'm not like judgmental about it, but I don't like what I see when it happens to other people, what they do, their damage, when I'm witnessing it. That's kind of where I'm at with some of the stuff in our orbit in this arena.
And it's one of the things I brought up. By the way, hi, Shane and Melissa. I'm so glad to see you. One of the things I brought up before I went on camera, I was listening to Jimmy while I was getting ready. And he said something that was kind of like, I've addressed this before, but it's one of the biggest things that we have, one of the biggest problems we have right now in what's going on with our bullies is that first, this is the internet, okay? Don't take an internet beef real world first. Second, there's a difference between making fun of someone, calling them names, or making jokes about them, even calling them a liar, whatever. The minute you attack someone's like character, like calling Baker a predator, that's where people are going to draw a line. You cross over that line, and that's a problem. Because not only are you just being a bully, even if as small as channels have a little bit of influence over what other people know and see, right? So if you have a following that I mean, we all know that they're diehard bunnies out there, right? And you're telling them that someone's a predator, you're spreading information about a person's character that you're expecting them to just believe, and then they do. So then they're going to tell the next person and the next person, and then there's this person online who, no matter who it is, they did it with Ray from Dallas. I mean, there's how many times they've called someone a PDF file, and I'm not talking about any one person. It's all the bullies on the internet. When you go that far, when it goes beyond making fun or telling a joke about someone, when you attack someone's character, there is a problem. And it isn't about causing war. It isn't about fighting. It's about sticking up for someone who deserves it, about pointing out the wrongs with doing something like that.
Right. And so that's what really got me fired up about the 5 or 6 weeks ago with JM, and I'm going to mention those two, so JM and J7.
That's fine. You can. I mean, as you know, we are here to evaluate. Just like I said, disclaimer: we're here to evaluate. We're here to discuss. We share opinions here. I'm not a doctor. I have studied psychology for many years. I have a psychology degree. But here, it's just I just want to get some information out there, learn some things myself about the mentality of bullies on the internet. So.
Right. So, and a direct message to J7, who's missing the entire point about her recent comments about one of the nicest people in this arena, Mary B, and calling her those names. One,
that was disgusting.
Very. And Mary B, I think, is okay with it, but she basically called her a prostitute and stuff.
Right.
But what J7 is not understanding, or what she is doing as a bully in that situation, she used their prior friendship against her afterwards. Hey, Linder. So that's evil to me. And the way that I believe that is because there was no reason, there wasn't a public situation or anything that Mary B said. This is just a person who's angry at life. So, and that's what I liked about the Baker situation was we didn't know about it. He didn't tell us.
Right.
Anything.
And some of us knew a little bit about what was going on because, we knew other things. We were like some people that were always in his chat in the morning saw kind of what was going on, putting a little 2 and 2 together. But exactly what you said is that no one besides his inner circle knew about what was going on, the severity of it, the details of it, he never addressed it. So the people like me who saw a little bit of it were like, okay, he doesn't want to discuss it. We move on. He didn't want to hurt her. He didn't want to say anything or disparage her, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, are you there? Did you freeze? We lost Bob. Sorry, guys. He'll be back. Hold on one second, guys. Oh. I thought I had a different light setting on that lamp, but I guess not. Just to let you know, I am on camera right now, but I don't know how long I'll be on camera. I have my trusty pillows right here to get comfortable, but I've been hurting a little bit today. So if I decide I need to lay down or whatever, I'll probably go off camera. But Bob, hopefully you'll be back. I don't know. Hi, Linder, by the way. There he is.
Talk about ruin a good vibe. Geez.
There you are. It's okay. It happens. You got to love StreamYard and just kind of roll with it. So.
Yeah, my StreamYard just shut down for no reason.
Yeah, it's kicked me out a few times over the couple of months I've been streaming. So I just get back in and go with it. But go ahead. What are your thoughts on that?
So with someone that would use a prior friendship, take some words that people said in confidence, and then use those later. It's not what she has said as much, although that's vile. It's the fact that she used their word, her Mary B's words. That to me is not. That's bad. Like that's never a situation that should be right. I don't have any exes that I would blast their skeleton just because.
Right.
But I know what it's like because it's happened to me. So, but the point is, J7 you're missing if you see this. Besides the vile, disgusting comments and you wanting to discredit her entire soul, it's that you're talking about her at all. Like you're sitting there with other people discussing someone who you're no longer friends with, and you're speculating on certain things about that person. Listen, J7, you shouldn't be talking about the type of trees in Mary B's front yard. That's not, if you're talking about Mary B should be there. If you're talking in a negative, condescending way, that's where it crosses the line. That's what happened with Baker. Baker didn't say anything. Turtle Boy didn't say anything for a couple months when Meredith was doing that. And then Cyber Chick, the most obvious recent one, who wasn't saying anything.
Yep. I knew nothing about that except months ago when I first joined the Twit Trot. I saw a comment that she had posted about Side Eyes and Cyber Chick, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
But I had no clue why she said that.
Right. So, especially when it's people that are the sweetest people, like it's 1 and 1A between Mary B and Emily C as who are the sweetest people in anyone I've watched. You know, you're going to try to discredit a person when you don't have even a good enough reason to even talk about them. If you want to roast them, that's one thing. That's not a roast. So what that is a bully. And that is a person who's punching down, she believes, even though she's not. Bullies only pick on people they think they can handle. I mean, the famous movie Christmas Story, which is the best Christmas movie ever, if you're my age.
Great. I love that movie.
And I use the example a lot. Like the bully in the alley was always beating him up every day before and after school. Until one day Ralphie went off and the bully's crying.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? So that's what she's doing. But you don't go to a level like that. That's not fair. I wouldn't do that to my enemies.
No.
That's not cool. Like, don't talk about anything unless they're going to be there. Unless it's positive. That's not how life is supposed to be.
The fact that all these people just love to say such negative things, no matter what, like all their content is negative or angry or rage. Last night I saw part of J7's stream last night and was watching some of the comments, and I'm just listening to her scream. She's just sitting there on camera screaming. It's like, how do you live your life with that kind of rage inside of you?
So then to me, it is more, where's that from? Because it's not normal activity. In law enforcement, we call them 1%ers, the ones who just are chaos, everything that they do in life. And they create it. They can't live without certain types of drama.
Right.
And so in my view, where did that come from?
Yep.
Right. Doesn't mean I'm going to excuse them, because these things are personality things that can only really be treated with behavior therapy. But the toughest part is that those two and people like them, they're never wrong. They never seek therapy. It's just how life is for them. And so when you're trying to take out people like that with Mary B, that's over the line. You should never be trusted again. Because we don't do that.
I don't know. If you know, I'm sorry. Do you know if Mary B and J7 ever met in person? I don't know. Not that it matters.
J7 was on Rat House for a while.
Well, I know that they were on screen together and stuff like that, but I wonder, because they both live in Massachusetts, I wondered if they ever met in person, because, I mean, like I said, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't
I
matter
think they
at
did,
all.
but it was
But
short.
when you have not only met someone online, streamed with them, but then have also met them in person, I'm, and then to just go on, just because of what happened with her and Baker, and because you know, her, in my opinion, she was throwing money around channel by channel to get someone to platform her. And because other people didn't know what was going on, they may have. And then when they realized what was going on and found out the truth, they were like, nope, see ya. You know, and then she took offense to that. And it was like, when you're bouncing channel to channel, throwing your money around, and you realize you really have nowhere to go but your own channel now, and all you do is scream at the camera, the fact that you can't take 5 seconds to look inside, it's absolutely crazy to me.
Because they're not wrong. So in their mind, they can't everything, because what Jason was saying last night was she hasn't lied. I haven't lied about Mary B. It's not a lie. That's not the point. It's not your story to tell.
Yep.
And that's the point. And that's what. But the point is, with the psych ward part, that's a high level of insecurity. A person who fears other people's success.
Yeah.
Or whatever it might be. And that's where Jess was also. It's a high level of insecurity masked as I'm the strongest person alive. If you watch the Horizon Social chart this morning, which I only did a little bit of watch her show because I haven't.
I literally never watch it unless it's on someone else's, and then that's how I see things, because I could never watch her. I never did.
Yeah, but she's telling all her people what she wants them to believe. And the reason I say these are a high level of insecurity, which is one of the traits I'm talking about, because small channel fear scares her. Other popular people are a threat to them. Yep. So there's a group of people that believe their best way to rise is to cut others down. That's not the case. So they don't know it, but it's crash and burn their whole life. So, but that's a bullying situation. So, and then like J7 said, she thought that JM would be able to have a nice, relaxing Sunday, but she had to deal with all this stuff, and you guys are assholes for making my friend have to deal with this. One, they both talk shit about each other very bad. I don't even talk shit about people the way they do. But two, okay, J7, I get that JM's having to go through this today or yesterday. But what about the things you said that Mary B has had to deal with? Right? You don't care. In other words, they don't have empathy. Those empathy situations where they state it out loud as one, because I don't have to tell people what type of person I am. They'll figure it out, right? But they do. Yep. So when you don't have empathy, everything is conditional. So their situation where they keep bickering between each other, the two cheerleaders trying to be the most popular or whatever, but they love each other, but talk about each other behind their back. That's a childlike mentality that
you hit it right on the nose.
Is caused by something in their childhood. We have trauma block when something traumatic happens.
Yeah.
And we sometimes will stop maturing at a rate that we would have been. And I have trauma in my past. I'm not speaking out of just a book, you know.
I mean, we all do. At some point, we all do. Especially Gen Xers who are basically left to raise ourselves for most of our lives.
For that smaller population, 10% or less of people that just don't care about anyone. Like sociopaths have lack of empathy. I'm not calling them that at all. Serial killers have lack of empathy. Yeah. Lack of empathy means you don't give a rip about anybody else, no matter who it is. That's how you can talk shit about your mom who lives with you, or you live with her, or whatever, it doesn't matter. You talk shit about your mom and your husband when they're not there. Yet I would never do that. You know? And
Yep.
what that doesn't mean I'm better. It means I'm not asking karma to blow me up. That's what she's doing. That's what they do when they live this way. She said it. She wanted to destroy everyone, and this was going to be the year of drama. And she would be. She said it. Kazi has it played on his thing. So it's
Yep.
she's right on target to what her design was. But now, and what she tried to do with Lauren on the phone yesterday.
Oh yeah, I have thoughts about that, but go ahead.
The condescending talk, the fact that we have several examples of JM trying to interrupt someone's show when she's the topic by calling Will.
Yeah, and she did that to Will.
By calling Lauren.
Yep.
By calling someone else. And then J7 can't really, she doesn't have that clout to make the phone call, but she is in every chat saying how much of a liar whoever it is that they're talking about. That's the narrative part they have to get out.
Yeah.
They want their narrative. So that is to discredit Mary B when Rat House decided she's out of the club.
Yep.
Right. And then JM said today that no good human should feel good about what's happening to her. And I agree. I don't like it. I was a fan. I will beat anybody in a JM trivia contest, and I'm ashamed to say that now, but it takes time to learn people. But it's not that we are happy about it. It's that you earned it, JM. Nobody else has done this at all. You earned it.
Yes, exactly.
And listen, more power to you. You take your 9,700 followers, they will love you and you will be fine.
Yeah, just move on.
Stop talking about other creators.
The biggest thing I have right now is the whole round and round she's doing with, oh, my lawyer, just wait, I'm going to sue you. And
okay, so that's another one. I'm glad you
got it. First and foremost, in the comments I've made to, I think it was Nicola and Kazi that put those clips in there on their channel, is if she truly believed that she could sue someone for this, and then she has to believe that she could also be sued for the stuff that she says and her chat says. And she would have controlled her chat a long time ago. We all know you can't sue someone for words on the internet.
Right. So that's where they become. So that's where when somebody is debating with someone, that's where they start to become irrational. If you look at Jay, and this is one of the other traits here, that's why it's important, because she knows that. And what that is a bully she didn't get her narrative out the way she wanted with Lauren. Lauren handled it great. At the end, she's going to threaten her.
Yeah.
If you sue somebody, you don't really threaten them because it doesn't look good. But two, that is strictly for fear. That is strictly to make someone fear her. Well, that is a bully mentality.
And it's also more for attention, because she's going to get all the attention in her chat saying, yeah, do it. Yeah, get them. Because, I mean, how many times did J7 alone say that last night in the 10 minutes I watched it?
Oh, they gaslight.
Get them. Like,
they gaslight her. She falls for it. And that's she reacts badly to criticism is one of the traits, which is exactly how you can tell you'll never be able to grow to a level that she wants, like a TV, because you're going to have your people, no matter what you say. Trump has his people. You know, there are people that doesn't matter, and same on the other side. It's not a political. That's just how life is right now. And she's going to have her people, but that's what you got to deal with. That's your people. Just do that. It doesn't have to be drama to be your people. They love hearing that stuff. I used to like it. It's kind of Truman Show-ish, you know. But
that's what she wants. She wants the drama. We heard it in her own words. last
Right.
year.
So, but
Her
if you're
own plan was to start drama so that she could get her channel up and going and talk politics. Well, she's got a channel up at, well, you know, it's going a little down, but she's still up. She's 9,700 followers. I mean, that's pretty damn good for YouTube.
If you're making the money
So,
you want, that's good. But the problem is that she's still concerned about these criticism. That
right.
is a trait. They react really bad. Now, everybody, I think a lot, and remember, a lot of people have a lot of these traits. It's the level, it's the intensity of those traits that matters. Of course, I don't like criticism, but if I've done some pretty good things in my career and I'm going to have some critics and I don't listen to them at all. Yeah, I don't care because I know me. Maybe I'm talking too much for Dobie.
Hey, dogs.
So those are four of them.
Was Shardo saying she wants to include in the lawsuit that people were unfollowing her? Okay.
Yeah, so she's saying that what Lauren has done, and Lauren wasn't even the creator or finder of this document. Lauren was literally on a live and just somebody sent it to her and she's just talking about it. We have the right to do that shit. Nobody's. Here's the thing, Jess. Here's the thing, and Jess did say that. She said she'll sue anybody. No, you're trying to sue somebody that's small. You're trying to scare them. Here's the thing, Jess. All this week and a half or 2 weeks of doop-diddy-doo about this bullshit Charlie Kirk merch, nobody cares truly how much you made or didn't made or chair. Just go. And this is what Lauren was trying to get to, and it was turned into a different thing. That's what narcissists do with narrative. She got it mixed up on the tax form. No, go to the 501c3. You say, I want a printout of my donations for as long as you have them.
Yeah, that's all she has
They
to do.
can print that out in 2 minutes. So if they printed out something that said transactions 100, 100, 100, 147 in that month, nobody would care. Because what she's shown us is what is a transaction on her side that can be fidgeted. That's why people don't believe it. It's not. Nope. I'm not saying, Jess, that you were grifting, although you did say you wanted to do it for a free sweatshirt. But I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that there's fraud or theft. What the point is, if you would have printed out a receipt 2 weeks ago, we're not talking about tax forms. We're not talking about anything.
Yeah.
The problem is, Jess, that wouldn't work, right? Because when you go get that from them, remember you said you were there at the lobby and they were so overwhelmed? No, they're not. And they can deny all those phone calls from the outside. The one person they cannot deny giving you a printout of your payments is you.
You. Jess. Yep.
So all that stops if you put, but why can't you do that? Why? Why go through all this other stuff proven down? Because
I found it very. Sorry, go ahead.
The deposits might show that it was just 2 weeks ago. The deposits might be from before selling. There's a reason you can't do the easiest part of this entire thing.
Yep.
I find
it very
nobody's
telling.
going to question how much you made or didn't made if it's down to dollars. We're not talking big bucks.
Right. I find it very telling that she told Lauren, she literally asked Lauren, what can I do to get this done? What can I, she said it. She goes on her live and says, what can I do to get this to stop? Right. And then she bitches and moans that Lauren answered her question. This is what you can do.
But more than that, what I got from it and what made me, what upset me about it for Lauren was the condescending manner she said it and saying her name. So that is a belief that she is superior. What would you like me to do, Lauren? It wasn't quite that, but it was, what would you like me to do, Lauren? Several times, right? They're not friends. They haven't hung out. Why are you calling her that? Just say, what would you like me to do? You're looking down on her, whether it's because of sub numbers or your self-grandiose. That is a bully in action. What would you like me to do? And then you'll never mention my name again. Lauren told her over and over. And then JM did not like that answer and kept asking her. Lauren kept saying, wait a minute, you're asking me. You don't owe me anything. That was a bully trying to control a narrative. That's when I get really upset. Like, that's
Yep.
what's happening with those two. And that's number 5, believes they're superior. And then another one that she does is when she talks about other creators, she doesn't say their right name or what their channel is. And she doesn't do that on purpose. She doesn't want people to go there. And that's a form of, that's dismissing their talent. That's discrediting their achievements. That is one of the 9. She does it nonstop.
Yep.
She says it about Baker, and he's twice her size, 3 times now. So that is the trait. These are the things that they both do. This is why when they have their bickering, those two, they have to make up. They can't burn their last bridge. It's so weird when they're talking the meanest shit I've never said to people I don't like at all. But that's just not what you do. And then they make up right there. And they've done it more than once, so I don't think it's staged. I think it's just their cheerleader teenage mentality of talking shit about everyone they know, including their own. But they know that's the only bridge left.
Yep.
And neither one of, well, JM can survive without, but J7 has 925 things. She's not going to survive this. Neither is Tom Petty. Because
one of the biggest problems I had with this whole dynamic between the two of them is with just talking and disparaging addicts. It was one of the biggest things that I took away from that was, dude, you're an addict and you're apparently, allegedly, because you seek attention. You are addicted to attention on the internet. This is why you are into drama. This is what is my opinion. I'm going to say it's my opinion, but I agree that she is, because other people have said
about
similar
the
things.
Because today,
due to disparage addicts, you need to look inward. Just 5 minutes to look in the mirror and truly evaluate yourself.
And one of the traits that females have in this part, this is not a knock, this is just a fact, that she uses is her parenting. So her parenting, people I've seen in her chats, like, she loves her kids and she's had great kids, so that means she's not these things. And I'm saying her kids are competition for her. She hasn't had it with her kids where one of them succumbed to something bad, right? That's not anything that she won. But she uses those kids' stories and how great they are. Listen, there's every parent brags about their kids. I get that.
Yeah.
But not on a daily in an arena that is not good or conducive for kids or even young kids. So, but that's how she can cut down someone else whose kid had a problem. But worse than that, and the part that I cannot get out of my head, and this is what, if you don't believe this is the type of person she is, when she read that email of the very nice woman who was offended about JM's comments about adopted child, that woman wrote her an email who was adopted. It was a really long email, like a whole page. And at the end, JM said, and she looked right at the camera, just so you know, and I hope you always remember this, that when you were born, you were a piece of shit because your parents did not want you. That's what she said on camera. It's still up.
It's absolutely disgusting. Like, I cringe every time I see that clip. Someone plays it. It's you are just despicable if you can say something like that.
So to me, it is, where does this come from? Because this is not how we humans were created or whatever, depending on your belief, but we're not, everybody's not like that. We don't carry this rage around. Most people don't. I've forgiven people for things that it's ridiculous. but I don't want that I don't want that type of energy.
Yeah. Normally,
So,
when you
yeah,
forgive someone who may not technically deserve forgiving, it's more for yourself than it is for them.
it is, because it eats them alive when JM talks about 12 different of the same creators and stories on every stream. She's reliving everything every day, and she's not over any of it, and that is eating her from the inside out, like for
Yep.
real. Those things make people toxic, and I've had to remove all toxic people from my life in my retirement, because they'll wear you out. And I don't care if it's a family member or not. If they're toxic, I can't. That's what this is for them now that they've been somewhat exposed. And that's a trait. That's a trait of, you can never apologize. Like, and she's blaming TB now about this, and Baker or whoever, but TB tried to save her. The other thing is,
Yeah, I did.
I don't
You really
blindly follow anybody. That's not a cult member saying that. I'm saying I watched it. He tried to save her by not. So she totally misread the room, lost her Turtle Boy card, and then since then she can't stop starting fires, and
Yep.
she won't, because she still says she's not wrong. If you talk to people who've been in these type of relationships, they'll tell you they've never apologized for anything. It's
No, they
their
never.
nature. So that's they exploit others for personal gain. They use people. They JM for sure has all 9 what I would consider symptoms or traits of that narcissistic personality, and that will survive in a certain space. But it can't survive with all the people who it pisses off. That's the part she's not getting. Like, you
I
didn't
have
have
to
to.
address this real quick because Akasha says, and that shit about Cyber Chick when she said, or when she was like, my kids are, or her kids are pussies. I didn't raise pussies. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. I watched a little bit of that about the interview
Yeah.
with Cyber Chick about the cults. Anybody can be brainwashed if you are.
Well, I watched part of it too, and
Yeah.
the part
It
that
has
got
nothing
me
to
the
do with being a
most was
pussy.
she said, "Huh?
I was just saying, being brainwashed and convinced of things and things like it has nothing to do with being a pussy. Like it has
Right?
not, anybody
No." And
can.
she said, for one, when she did interview the actual, anyway, she said, if my daughter came home from a cult, I would keep her here. They don't come home. Just like, read. You can Google things and find out a backstory in like 5 minutes. But for someone to never know that there's cult situations, or people that have been stuck in certain types of churches, or helter skelter, or their history of cults, Waco, they're blind to like everything outside of them. Like, who says that? Like, if they must be weak because they got wrapped up in a cult. No, I think
Right.
there's bigger cults than that very powerful and strong and great people are stuck in. Doesn't mean you're weak. It just means whatever. So if she's that naive,
Yep.
and that's why
That's what
people take
like I
offense.
said on Saturday. The Even though I'm a crier, don't mistake me for being weak. There's a
Yeah,
big difference between being emotional and empathic and just having a moral compass and concern for other human beings doesn't make you a weak person.
right. Yeah, empathy is actually very difficult to deal with if you have it. Sucks. We carry other people's problems around because we care about them, when maybe sometimes too much, you know. Empaths are fantastic people, but lack of empathy is scary, and that's what it is. And then entitled, but just the thing is, and the reason it can't stop is because they can't look inward. When I
Yeah.
sent her that those 9 traits, that's all I said in the text was, take 5 minutes and self-reflect, and that was it. That's all I said. And then to call me a couple times and want to get that narrative of how wrong I might be, that's just, they can't do it. Like they're ashamed of who they see if people find out who they really are.
Yep.
And they actually do believe their own lies. And that's the other thing that you can tell, especially about like J7. The more they tell a story, it gets more dramatic as it goes along. It changes, it shifts, it drifts, right? And that's how that narrations go, and it's just bullying everybody out of fear. Like they are fearful, they're insecure. So
Zach, what's up? Sorry, I had to just say hi to Zach.
he's like, "Stop blubbering." All right, go ahead.
I'm not blubbering. Not today.
He did say he was going to check in on occasion.
Yes, he says I'm not quite vanquished. He did say he would be able to drop in. I'm still working on hopefully a day this week for my party stream where I've hit 500 subscribers. I submitted my appeal this morning, so hopefully I'll have an answer by the end of the week to getting monetized. But thank you for taking your quick break from your, or taking a break from your break to say hi, Zach.
He showed up on the one day though, right after Jolene mentioned you.
Yeah. I really appreciate all you guys that have come on with me and hang with me and show support. It means so much to me. I'm having so much fun meeting people, and just the fact that people have an interest to hear what I have to say, it makes me feel amazing. Like, I didn't know how this would turn out. I didn't know if anyone would care what I have to say. But for the most part, all I've seen is just amazing support. And it's when I see, and that's why I get so worked up over this situation.
Yeah. So this topic, and probably a lot more about it. I think I've reached my limit, but what's your background and why do you care about that type of thing?
Yeah. And I mean, as you know, and most people know, that I, studying psychology has been a passion of mine since I decided what I was going to go to college for, So it's, even though I left the mental health field back in 21 for my own mental health because of the job I had and because of COVID, it was horrible to go to work every morning. I was one of the only people still left in the office, and having to turn people away who finally took the step. Because one of the hardest steps is seeking help when you need it. Yeah. Admitting you need help, even first. And having a line of people at the door, I had to turn away saying, sorry, I can't help. We can't help you for months. Yeah. I couldn't take it anymore. But my passion still lives there. I have always wanted to help people in one way or another. And maybe spreading a little bit of awareness, taking away a little bit of stigma of mental health. I also am very open about my own anxiety disorder. I have social anxiety pretty severely. It's a long time I've been dealing with it. It's been treated for 16 years now. But like you said, back in, growing up in the 90s, all I was told is I'm a worrier. All you do is worry. Stop worrying. It's not going to do you any good. It's like, pull up your bootstraps is one of the other things I was always told by my dad. And
we still do that to a point. I'm not trying to make excuses for evil people. I'm just showing signs of evil. And that's how I believe. And I'm not saying that for people to have to believe it, but I can tell you that people that have been in some of those relationships or that have taught about it even, it can be very scary for people around them. And we got to trust our gut when we see stuff. And it's no shame, but the worst part about it all is how she didn't like the fact that Baker didn't like her contract. That's it. It's the reason she went after Nurse Kim is because Nurse Kim didn't answer her DM. Like, that's how little things turn into terrible things because people dramatize it.
Yeah.
All right, your turn. I'm done talking.
And I don't know. I'll be honest. This is one of the biggest things that I've been saying, or one of the, not biggest, but one of the things I've been saying the most in all of this is you can't fix or treat a personality disorder. And I've said this a couple times now too on lives, is that while I believe that everyone can benefit from therapy, a person and who they are inside isn't going to change by therapy. You can't give a psychopath emotions. You can't give back emotions to a sociopath. You can't take away the narcissism from a narcissistic personality disorder. And that goes, again, I'm going to bring up my DSM thing that I have of all the personality disorders in a second, but there's also a difference between a personality disorder and traits. Like you were discussing narcissistic traits. These are all things that are part of a narcissistic personality, but doesn't necessarily mean you are diagnosable as a narcissistic. Same with borderline personality, antisocial, histrionic, all of those things. There is a big difference between exhibiting some narcissistic traits than being a narcissistic personality. Right. However, even if you weren't, even if you don't fit the personality disorder, it doesn't mean that you don't have those traits. And those traits, again, still they're not treatable. You can't, they're just not treatable like depression or anxiety or, And
we all have maybe parts of it, like a person who may have some OCD tendencies, like me maybe, is not Howie Mandel type where it's debilitating. I know where they are and I know how dumb it is and I stop. Like, it's not like that level. You know what I mean? That's what the levels of, if I want to be successful, I have to believe in myself, like, wholeheartedly, right? But not to a level of arrogance, not to a level of taking others for granted. That's the highest, that's the high level where now it's a problem. Yeah. I got to think I'm going to great if I'm going to be great. Like, it doesn't happen by accident. But I can't think that I'm the only great or that I can never be wrong or that my way is the only way. That's the arrogance that then turns into disaster. But there are CEOs that are like that and they've been successful. So we think that it's okay. Well, it's not. They've been a tyrant their whole life. They just made it. They're a strong tyrant. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't mean I'm not a bully. And I don't care if they made it. I'm glad for them. But I can't do people that way. And that's what she's trying to do. Good.
I'm trying to pull up my downloaded DSM, but I think I wonder if I deleted it by accident. So hold on, I gotta go find my phone so I can re-download it onto my computer. Give me 1 second.
All right. Anyway, there's that. She left. Zach is still here. Wait, Crispy's here? Hey, Crispy Treat.
Is she Crispy? And Zach and Mary B is here. Hi, guys. Thank you for being here. Okay.
Fashionably late, whatever. But a lot of their things that they do are projection. They're projecting on other people how they feel about themselves. And deflection, when you try to say, just give us a receipt, and then you go through a 2-week circus of pennies, which is so silly. Like, nobody cares how much it was, just whatever. And I'm a veteran. It's that I don't care. It's just, I'm not trying to burn anybody on the cross. Just stop lying. That's it. Stop lying about other people and nobody will care what you say.
Exactly.
She pulled ghost receipts today. She said, who was it? I wrote it down. Sorry, I get fired up, but
No, you're good.
She was doing her Horizon social chart. She said, Tim Bradle is way down here, and I'm not telling you why. I'm like, what the F?
Yes,
Like,
I know. I know, Crispy. Sorry. She's like, you're on camera, right? Because I normally don't go on camera, but yes, I do.
yeah. Really good mod there, Crispy. You didn't even know.
She actually is. She's a wonderful mod. She's been on the tubes for a long time. She knows like the TOS for
Oh yeah, I like watching you and her on
front
there.
and back. It's crazy. If I have a question, I can text her and be like, hey, what's this about in the TOS? And she can explain it to me.
Yeah, are you pulling up that thing you said?
Hold on. Dobie says, Jess and J7 don't know Massachusetts has an intentional infliction of emotional distress law on the books. By telling Lauren and Valhalla they can sue her for the distress they're causing them.
Yeah, and it's so silly though.
Wow.
But she's reaching Trisha Griffith like Lauren.
Yes.
What's her name? She's reaching those levels, and Jolene has told us in advance.
Lauren Matthias. The whole
Lolcow.
The other community that I participate in chats with, like with Crispy Treat, that she got me into, like Nonsense, the Cromwell community. You hear all about. That's how I learned with the term lolcow and lockcow. And
Crispy's a bad influence for sure.
Well, and with Jess Machado turning into what people are calling a lolcow, does she really want to go into now what is called the lockout, where you're going to weaponize the court system like that? Please.
Right. That's.
And if you can dish it, you should be able to take it.
It's just like proof that she wants people to be silent. She doesn't care about the First Amendment. She just cares about her own insecurities. But she could literally take 9,500 people and walk down the street and be all in their Garden of Eden. Just do that. Like, nobody cared. Like, take them.
I'm gonna invite Crispy Treat real quick, just because she knows that's not true. I invited her on every stream this past weekend, but she was not.
Replace me.
She was not feeling well, so I'm gonna send her a link if she wants to come up, because she's always welcome. And I know you're the one that told me that Crispy always outs you as the popo in the chats.
I know. Well, it's not something like, for guys, especially, I've had like 3 careers. So like when you meet people, if another guy you're talking to and you meet them, they're like, what do you do? That's the first question. So we're being judged on a career, which I think is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I don't talk about it that much. And I'm not lumped in with bad cops, because I still don't like cops.
And I know I do. Like when you saw what I said in Baker's chat this morning about cops either being lazy or just stupid.
I don't like their ego. I don't like the ego part.
I of course don't mean all cops. Oh,
no.
You're gonna turn me off, Crispy.
But
the boys still here?
There it is. That's better.
Crash the party, Crispy Treat.
Hey, girl.
Hey, are the boys still here? The cops, are they still here?
I can leave if you want to say some bad thing.
Everybody hide.
How are you feeling,
Bob?
What's going on?
Making your live stream debut, huh?
Sorta, yeah.
Sorta?
With me in the thumbnail for sure.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Famous.
But I'm
You're
not
famous YouTuber, Bob. Not just the boy. You're not just one of the boys now. You're a famous YouTuber.
Stop.
So
I sent him that. I sent him the thumbnail to make sure that it was okay, and he's like, "I love it." I'm like,
"Yeah, I love Bob."
It's cute. I just don't want. I'm not defined by one of my careers, or how good or bad my kids are doing. Which I think they're great. None of them been in any trouble ever.
That's good. Yeah,
And
because
but
sometimes
that
when you're a cop, it works just the opposite. They
well,
rebel.
I went and I became a cop later in my life when I
Oh,
was
okay.
having kids. So I was aware because I was in the military much younger
Oh,
that
Lord,
there are
Bob, you're a
people
real
that
you're in the military and then you became a cop.
well,
Oh,
I had
Lord,
regular
Bob.
I was in private business before that, but the point is, I recognize people who make their kids' life miserable because they're so
Rigid.
so strict or OCD, and I purposely did not do that
Oh,
because
that's good, Bob.
well,
Because you
that's
see
just
that
a
all the time with preachers, like preachers' kids.
oh yeah, you hear it all the time, but
All the time, yeah. Like they
when
have like perfect, I came from a huge family. I have a huge Catholic family, and like my parents were those kind that just like, first of all, kids want boundaries. Like my mom and dad were not, they weren't like parents that let you drink at the house or do anything like that. But for whatever reason, kids always gravitated towards our house. They always were there. Like everybody, all of my siblings friends, they all like a couple of times we moved out of state and my siblings friends moved with us and my siblings stayed in a different town. Like
yeah,
my parents just always had like an open door policy. They always, there was all my mom always made food for everybody, and she was smart though. Like she figured out like the what to do with teenagers, and she fed them,
right,
and and everybody hung out at the house. Like I never had to ask if I could have somebody spend the night. Like I just I could have a slumber party, any night that I wanted. My parents just always allowed it. But they were tough when they needed to be.
yeah, they were
You know.
protective
Yeah.
and giving you some fun in the environment, and
Yeah.
that's what you do. But the point is, I got lucky. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah, it's a
use the
crapshoot
fact that I
raising
think I
children.
and one of those traits is she uses people say she loves her kids. I don't know if you were hearing earlier, but and she can't be this type of person. Well, no, the show of love for her kids is for competition because
Mhm.
she grades herself against other parents, and we've seen it in her words. I'm not putting
Absolutely.
dots together, and so that's the part that you feel entitled. You take it for granted. And I understand that because, as a man, we take things for granted a lot. But it's
Mhm.
a constant battle to not do that permanently, you know? Like,
Yeah,
um,
I've been on the internet forever. I nobody knows my children's names. I just don't talk about my children on here. It's not something that I think is a safe thing to do. People that don't like me I don't want them coming after my children. It's
right. And
it's a
that's silly.
wild
Like, do we do that
thing.
in real life? Like, who
Yeah,
does
people
that?
do that. People
Oh,
do
didn't
that
I?
on the internet. They call CPS on you and they
Yeah.
Right. That's because I see them
wild.
as bullies. They're the bullies. They're the weak people that would never stand up to you in person.
Mhm.
They're the
Right.
Jess Machado bully who cowered to TV, and she really didn't have to. He
Yeah.
doesn't he's not offended if you clap back at him. She didn't have to, but what she couldn't do was agree that she was being totally wrong about everything. That's the part she couldn't go with. So
Well, to me, even if you thought that you were in the right, let's say like you really want to do, be right or whatever, then you can be right and then just move on.
yeah,
And and not that's the thing is like why keep breathing more life into it? You're only, causing more
but they
problems.
and they
That
but
would
they
be my
only
approach
know
to it.
that type of life drama
Yeah.
the entire
Well,
time. I've been with those type of people. I've lived it,
yeah.
and
Bob,
it
she's a right fighter, but also, listen, I mean, she's got issues with everybody in her real life. Like she's been fired from
Right.
her jobs. I've never been fired from a job.
I've never been fired either, but that doesn't mean I'm better. It just means
No, it doesn't.
I'm a
Yeah.
normal
Oh,
person.
by the way, Bob, like I used to be on I was on a national radio show, a political radio show for 10 years. She says that she was like the most talented on on her radio show and shit. And like,
Yeah,
I mean, she was there for like 2 minutes, but I was
right.
not, I was there for a long time, but on a national level, and I wasn't
Right.
the even close to being the best person in that room or at that
And Megan Fox
station.
even. So that's one of Megan Fox too. So that's one of the traits of the bully, this narcissistic type. One of the signs is they discredit other people's achievements.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's trying to cut people down to make themselves feel better because they're high level of insecurity.
And people, and it also doesn't translate into YouTube views either. Like she's nuts thinking that people followed her from the radio to YouTube because it just isn't
Those aren't
there.
related at all. It's just the only
Right, right.
thing he knows. And I don't care if somebody wants to do stuff like that. I care about the lies. I care about the parts. Like today, what she said about Tim Bradle, and then she took Aiden's on the Horizon social chart and she threw it. Jimmy's all the way at the bottom, and it was all personal. It was all
That's what she did this morning.
yeah, and it was all personal, and it was
Oh
all
my
teenager
God.
type drama.
So she basically
And-
threw a tantrum.
Huh?
Did she basically throw a tantrum online by throwing those things and stuff?
I don't know. I didn't see
That's
her
how
this
it-
morning.
That's how it seems to me. I don't watch her, but like, you know, if you're to the point where you're throwing your own made magnets or whatever she uses for that Horizon social chart, like
Yeah.
to me that's just a tantrum because you're mad that all your people that you thought would stick by you didn't, and that's
Right.
because people aren't just going to keep putting up with your fucking bullshit.
Well, I do know that she's been saying that people are like are rebelling against Turtle Boy and stuff, and I don't see that. I like his chat seems like it's still lit, you know. I don't see that there's less people, or I don't even see any hateful comments. Really,
No.
like maybe I'm missing them, but I don't see it.
Well, I can tell you those two J7JM's chats the last couple of days have been terrible towards them.
Yeah.
They
They're just their chat is just full of people being completely rude and nasty. I mean, just they're people that are fans of J7 and Jess Machado are have this mentality of just egging the drama on for their own
because
sake.
that's what they
They
need.
just love this drama. This is why I've come to terms with because one of the biggest things that bothered me in the beginning of all this was, and even when I was evaluating Twisted and Krusty panties, like, well, Krusty doesn't have a YouTube, but she does go on YouTube panels now and then. But Twisted Panties, who sits on panel all day long, is ripping on Aiden and begs for money on a minute by minute basis. And I always wondered, what is it with people that send her money? Like it's kind of gross, but then it's really all it is. The same reason that people send just money, even now, is they want this to continue for their own employment. They're like, here's the money, not because they really care what she uses it on. It's to give her the support to keep doing what she's doing, and that's what's gross.
Yeah, I think Crispy has background there.
Yeah, Crispy's phone always does that. I tried.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
How bad it is
I
when
was
I
wondering if that was me. Hold on. Shit.
Yeah, Crispy, when we're offline tonight, go listen to this part of the live so you can hear what I hear every time we talk on the phone.
Yeah, but
Hold on a second.
Lily, you're amazing. Thank you. I did pin my PayPal in the chat. I always forget some, and then she just sent me a PayPal and no message, but I love you, Lily. I love you all. Thank you
Lily's the
all
sweetest.
for-
And you just got through saying that she was
Yes,
like the
she's
nicest.
fucking amazing. She's the one that said, she said in my chat that day, I'm gonna send a super chat to get you over 500 subscribers. She did it in Jolene's chat. I wasn't even watching. Kazi called me and yeah, it was like, you just got a shout out to Lily. And I'm like, and yeah, it was Lily did that. And I just wanted to thank you enough, you guys, all of you, that have supported me one way or another. I really, really appreciate you all.
You forgot to thank me in your post, but that's
I
okay.
added you. I cannot believe
okay.
I didn't, but I I said I'm
that's
sorry,
okay,
and I did add you. So
Nobody has to
you
thank
know
you.
how much I've profusely thanked you offline.
Yeah, Christy.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
Crispy.
So, but in an unpopular opinion, maybe I have a little bit more respect now for Kate Peter and Twisted than I do
Bob.
JM because
I agree. Go
they
ahead.
stand by what they believe. Like they're not flip flopping. They're not. In my opinion, they're not really grifting. I mean, if you're a fan of theirs, then you know you're
Well,
in the hate club.
technically that's not true because they both started out, from what I understand, as a fan of Turtle Boy and in
Oh
support
yeah,
of Karen
that's
Reed,
true.
and then
The
got
original.
pissed off and at Turtle Boy and got TBDS and was like, "Oh, Turtle Boy bad," which means Karen Reed guilty. Like,
Well, I tell you what, when
Do you guys still
when
have feedback? I'm sorry.
no, it's
Can you
much
hear me?
better now. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. I'm sorry about that, audience.
all right, but when JM said to Lauren that how'd she say it? That she sent that to Meredith. Like you're there. You're about to have lunch with Jim Alderman. Like you're there, aren't you? Who would do that?
Yeah.
Except somebody who wants this.
Yeah.
And
Like
if you watch the clip that Kazi posted on X a day or two ago, it was her plan.
Yep.
she also Olaf has done like a bunch of clips of her and like where she was like, if somebody swats me, I swear I'm gonna sue. And it's like, well, first of all, you cannot sue over that, but second of all, like I mean, tell me who wants to be swatted more than her? Like,
well, that's the thing
for that victimhood.
Nobody
Yes,
said it was her.
Victim. She would love that.
Love it.
She created that narrative to become a victim.
Yep. Nobody, not one person that I saw, and I go everywhere, I've never saw one person say that was her. The only thing that I thought, well, maybe I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I thought, well, maybe because her name is Jessica and they've got the same name, and that was just giving her the benefit of the doubt. But I never even saw that. So
either way, nobody
thought it was her.
Dramatized that.
No one. And this is what goes back to again, where it's all about her in her brain. She didn't care that people were saying Jessica, meaning J7. She just heard the name, not and the people that thought that expert or anyone else was talking about her just goes to show you their mentality. Because if you were listening to when they said anybody's name of who they believed, not accused, but believed in their opinion was behind this was J7. And some people are too stupid to realize they have the same fucking first name.
Girl, I didn't even see anybody mix that shit up. You know,
what Lily said was she never got over that article, and because she holds grudges, she admits it.
Oh yeah.
And the worst part is she doesn't have a narrative to cover her ass in that. And nobody even remembered what it was about, but she made that a victim situation for her. And because she
was protesting so much, Bob. Like, here's the thing, like she wanted to be the victim so badly, but her calling it, like if that was me, I'd be like, no, I didn't do that, that's fucking crazy, and then that would have been it. Like I would not have called the FBI, would not have made a bunch of FOIA requests, I would never have done any of that shit, because I'd be like, I didn't do it, and then move on next. That's it.
Exactly, Crispy. It's all about she knew she could draw attention from it.
I would never breathe life into that kind of shit. Never.
And then, and like the other Mary B said, whom I love her, but she says, tell us my thoughts on people trying to weaponize the law for their personal beef. It is the worst thing. Like that to me is the lowest level of a person who you have no more debate. You have no more lies that you can sell. So now you're going to become this type of bully. And cops, and what I've seen in my career, and that's what's terrible about it, is people who have restraining orders against them that didn't deserve it, and others that do deserve it and can't get that restraining order. It is such a subjective system. And then to weaponize that, or even the other Mary B, to threaten Lauren with a lawsuit is diabolical to me. Like, that is a person who does not care what they have to do to reach their goals and how they believe you get there. That is terrible, and it messes. And for swatting, I mean, the reason that's a felony and it's an FBI law is because federal law.
It costs a fortune.
People have died from that.
Yeah.
And
there's a Netflix show, Bob. Did you ever see that Netflix show?
Yeah. And it's happened to a bunch of people in Hollywood, and it's just trolls. And I don't even believe that the people want somebody to die. I just think they do F with them. So nobody's saying that. It's dangerous.
Died on a Netflix show. He was like killed over $1 bet, and it was the wrong house.
That's why it's scary, because when people are coming guns a-blazing, it's a whole different
deal. Cop was young and inexperienced, and the guy opened the door and had a remote in his hand, and the cop thought it was a gun and shot.
Yeah.
And like, what was so sad about that case was that man was taking care of his elderly parents, but also taking care of his niece and nephew because his sister died in a car accident right before that. So he was raising these teenagers, kind of like John O'Keefe a little bit, and taking care of his elderly parents. And he had no idea what was going on outside. And he opened up the door with a remote in his hand and was shot and killed. And they literally, before the cops could come in and help him, all of his family members had to like step over his dead body, like step over him, like while he wasn't even dead yet, and they had to they couldn't even help him. They had to just step over him and walk outside with their hands up.
Yeah, because they're, cops are humans too, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, the cop wasn't in the wrong.
The problem is some of those, we didn't have to be in that position to even make a mistake, because some troll is trying to create chaos. And nobody said she did it. The video she showed of the expert did not say her. I didn't even think he was talking about her. I thought he was talking about J7, actually. She made it about her because that's one of the traits. Everything has to be about her. She put Etsy at the top of her, under herself, on her New Horizon social chart, because Etsy has been texting her all the time. That was her reason, because she needs the attention. She doesn't care where it comes from.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, it's just gross. I mean, normal people, she's said it for every day for weeks now, like, I'm going to move on, and we're going to do something different. And yet it's the same. And she doubles down. She can't even, I've never seen anybody not, and I come from a bunch of right fighters, trust me. But like, for somebody to never say they're sorry about anything, like, she just will not. She will dig her heels in further. Like, I mean, it's outrageous. And Beast Boy has been around a long time, and let me tell you, he will turn on her. This is what he does. So he's got her trust right now, and she's talking to him now. Mind you, he records everybody behind the scenes as well. So, and he plays the recordings. Even though there's a situation in Massachusetts where you're not allowed to, but like, I don't know if he gives a flying F. And but he will record you, and then he will blast you when you're least expecting it, and that will happen. Mark my words, it will happen, because he's like been around a long time, and there's a pattern.
And I'm not even like.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Bob.
I can't even get, there's people out there that are going to be like that. Just don't try to portray that you aren't that.
Right.
Yes,
exactly,
these
Bob.
type of accusations. Like, I can't believe that any of the calls that she has coming in are actually not staged now, as far as like when
Exactly.
she talked to that director or whatever, because it's the same that from watching JFK. Like I used to like his show, and then stuff started becoming staged, and then
Right?
it's like, wait a minute, you're just creating things, and
Yeah.
that's what those two are doing, and it's fine. Go do it. Like you have a big enough following to keep you afloat and to do
Yeah.
your thing. Just stop. Everyone will stop coming at you because you worry about that, Jess and J7, if you stop putting out lies or stop talking about people if they're not there. Like there's no Baker and So I Love Cyber Chick, and I promise you, we have zero political interest as the same. That doesn't matter to me. The point is the way she handled that for 2 months where she never said a thing. Like she wasn't stooping to that level. And that's what fuels the fire of these people. They want the reaction. They need that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's
Well, yeah, and listen, I'm a conservative Republican, and she absolutely does not speak uh she doesn't know anything about politics, in my opinion. She does not do a
no.
very good representation of a conservative political woman. I don't believe
No,
that.
Well,
And
Jolene went over this and showed, like, literally went over the things that make her a liberal, to be honest, if she wants
oh
to be
yeah,
honest with
yeah,
herself.
well, my thing is this is why I
that's
started,
my
and
choice.
this is where our mind shouldn't be. If she's these 9 traits, in my opinion, and that's my opinion. But and now you have these end goals. So she has said that when she ran for those school board spots, she knew she couldn't win. But what was she able to do? She was able to fundraise. You start to look at everything she's done as a grifter, as a
Yeah,
that is not in it for the right reason. She openly admits she only went to Karen Reed because she thought it was a story. She openly admits she didn't want to go cover Kelsey, but she did because Courtney asked her to. She openly admits she doesn't care about that stuff.
yeah,
That's fine. Then,
that is
then
fine.
stop talking about the creators that do, or stop judging them because what they are interested in is not what you're doing. That's normal in life. Like if I have 9,700 followers, I'm probably going to just be okay with that if I am who I am.
Right. Bob, listen, when I'm telling you, that's so funny you brought that up, because I heard a clip of her today, as a matter of fact, that she was talking about how, quit trying to drive me into the true crime world, because like I'm not a true crime person, and like
Right.
I'm just, and that's fine. You don't have to be a true crime person, but she's like, but I like covering court cases and corruption. And it's like, well, how many corruption cases are you going to be able to cover, my friend? Like, I mean, it's not as though like this kind of shit is on display in Massachusetts. I mean, it is, like, lately it has been on in Massachusetts, but it's not that common to have policemen's bullshit all laid out like this. They,
Yeah. And
first of all, like that, they all have immunity, a certain amount of immunity, judges, policemen, and it's not that these are hard situations. They're not like the
yeah.
size of somebody's pool.
Yeah. And she
And
doesn't, like Mary B said, she's nothing like it because like when she makes her political argument, she doesn't really get a good debate in. She doesn't have
no,
the knowledge of it. It's superficial, and I believe
if
she's
she went
running.
over to the debate community with me, she would like she would fall apart. There's no way she could stand up to
Yeah,
these
and like
political
Mary
debates.
B, the other Mary B said that they could have just stopped. Like Jam could have
Yeah.
just stopped, but she can't because they care so much about what other people see them as.
Yep.
Their
And this,
narrative has to continue, and that's how when you see the stories drift, the stories become more dramatic as time goes on.
She's in
yeah,
an echo chamber.
this
Is
goes
And
back
what.
they're
to what I
also
was
still
saying
trying to
about addiction. Is that
Oh,
her disparaging addicts and especially recovering addicts who have done
Telling somebody that somebody was going to rehab was outrageous.
yeah, but
Yeah.
just discussing someone's private life is crazy. But then when you disparage a whole group of people who, including and specifically addicts and recovering addicts who have done one of the hardest things probably in life to do is not only to go through that and get off of it, but to stay off of it, it's very, very hard.
And
Meanwhile,
there's
she's buying a
families
12-pack for Jeffy every day.
Right.
So,
and
like,
J7 drinks her Coors Light all day, every day online. But this thing, her mentality that she isn't an addict and could never be one, that's the problem, because again shows she can't ever look internal because she is addicted to all of this
sugar,
the drama, sugar. I mean, there are addictions that are other than drugs, people. Drugs are not the only addiction that you can have. So
well,
just like a
the
drug
judgmental
high, this is what she does, seeking attention. She will forever be seeking this attention to fill a void that she has that will never be full, and she's just going to keep seeking it and never get the high that she's looking for. She'll just keep
this is what happens to these like people on social media, that they are constantly looking for the next, like they're looking for that next hit of dopamine with the attention. They can't get there, and so they end up making asses of themselves and doing stunts, to get that attention, and then they crash out.
Yeah, I'm off camera. Oh, sorry.
That's okay, but that's what happens to
I had to lay all the way down. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
drinking that giant whole milk sweet ass coffee. That's if she cut that out, first of all, like if you add that up every day, $9 a day, like that's a lot. I'm telling you, like I added up all of my outdoor, like my coffees that I was spending outdoors. I added up my my memberships and my super chats and my streaming services, and I was like, oh my god. Like, oh my god.
Does with their money, you know what? Fine. You make your money the way you make it. I don't fucking care. You spend it
about it. Don't bitch about not having any.
Right, but don't sit here and talk about all this shit that you need to fix in your house, or you need this or you need that, and you're gonna whine because your kid needs this and your kid needs that, when you're spending that kind of money at casinos and on sugary coffee drinks that you don't need. There is a difference between a need and a want, okay? And so as someone who is very budgeted on the money that I make and spend, I buy Apple iTunes gift cards, as I've talked about this before, in advance. This is how I buy super chats and support my channels with memberships, is by having these cards. And if I don't have extra money to buy an Apple gift card, then that month I don't get a membership. I don't send super chats. And that's that's me. I'm never going to sit here and say, oh my God, I spent $50 on the Apple gift card, but now I need this. No, when I bought the Apple gift cards, and I still have a few bucks on right now, I bought way back in January before my, fuck you, Boost Mobile stole my money. Okay. So, I still have not yet bought another one. So when that runs out, and I talked about my, struggles with,
God bless you, Bob.
Bless you.
Sorry.
With what I've been going on, that you have to live within your means. Okay. So I don't care how people spend their money, but when you're spending money on a want instead of a need, and then bitching that you don't have money for a need, that's
aren't you so tired of listening to about that car being repossessed? Holy shit. Like, oh my God.
I'm so proud. What? I just don't get the being so proud that you beat the repo man. Like, how are you proud that you got into a position that you had to leave your daughter in the car, knowing that that's why she did it? I fully believe, in my opinion, that she left her kid in the car because she knew the repo man was going to be out there at some point. So stay in the car, because they can't take the car if you're in there. Bless
But
you.
if you go back, if you God bless
I
you,
know.
Bob. But if you go back, like she was saying stuff about like how she couldn't go on vacation, she couldn't take her kids on vacation or whatever. And it's like, the other thing too that I have a problem with is that she constantly bitches about how her parents didn't support her and she didn't have great parents or whatever. Well, her mother is letting her entire family live in that house while she lives out in the pool shed or whatever. I don't know. But like, I mean, are you kidding me? That seems pretty supportive as a parent, like just to have, your entire adult family live inside your house. I mean, I don't know. That call me crazy.
That she like really goes off and talks bad about her mother apparently, but I'm sorry, when you are a 50-year-old woman and you are
Quit blaming your parents.
right, well, not only that, just stop mooching off of them. Like I
Mhm.
understand, don't get me wrong, first let me say, if you need to go back and live with your parents at some point because of something that's been going on in your life, or you lose your job, or you get divorced, or whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. I fully support that. Do what you need to do. I would be here for my son if that ever happened. Not a problem.
Mhm.
But when you are bragging about how much money you made on the internet,
Mhm.
talking about you made the most money and you made this and you're supposedly the best talent on YouTube's, right? Okay, why the hell are you literally still having your kids, your husband living in your mom's house? To me,
Mhm. Her
that's like,
children are adults, by the way. Just one
yeah.
of them is a child.
And well, even that's even like I said,
Well,
even you an
but
adult.
even more than
Go ahead,
more
Bob.
than
Sorry.
that for me is I'm okay. I mean, that part is one thing, but more importantly, you don't talk bad about your parents
Never.
publicly.
I would never.
I don't even care if they're bad. If you are going to say publicly that you have found a way to deal with it and that you have that your mom has good qualities, then that's what you talk about.
Yeah.
Stop talking bad. Like that's honor thy father and mother. Like stop doing
I
that. That's
agree, Bob.
I have
terrible.
to
I
say
used to
that
be
Because her
angry,
mother doesn't have a side to it. Her mother doesn't have a microphone.
yeah. Well,
and I used to be
I'm guilty of
angry at my
talking
parents.
about my dad on here. You know that I've said, but I don't go in depth. I have said that I was emotionally and mentally abused by my dad. I've gone in depth offline to like crispy treat and that, but that's the most I'm going to get into it. I'm first and foremost not going to talk about his
And
name.
then I try and stick up for her dad sometimes and like
Well, yeah, like Akasha said that they disagree. They feel the need to talk bad about their parents all day long. Sometimes I get that. My thing is publicly, like, yeah, me and my sister would bitch about our parents, certain things, but that's not going anywhere. Like, we're not trying to dishonor them. We're just having to deal with some stuff.
Yeah,
That's
and I
not
bet you her mother
publicly.
has got something, or I bet you her mother has a whole different side of things, right? Like,
Right.
I just,
Yeah, and even if she doesn't, like, I don't even care
mm-hmm.
that part. Stop talking about other people in a negative way, and
Yeah,
then wonder why people will talk about you in a negative way because that's not normal
Exactly.
behavior. That's
very
toxicity.
true.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the toxic part. That's. I didn't talk to my mom a lot at the end of her life because of that. I'm removing toxic people from my life
Yep.
in a certain way. I can't deal with that
Yep.
because if you're an empath, then you start to feel bad for everything in life because of these narratives or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
I moved my mom and I moved my dad in to take care of him when he was sick, and then I moved my mom in to take care of her. But like my mom and dad lived together, and I just like invited my dad to come in. Like my dad just loved being at my house for whatever reason. And like he was so crazy though. Like he thought that like I mean, he was really sick and he just didn't want to admit that he was sick. And he'd be like, "You can go to the mall and go shopping. I'll stay here and watch the baby." And I'm thinking, like, "Daddy, no, like you can't." Like sometimes I would just like I get out of the shower and my dad be like picking up my baby out of the crib, like she just woke up, and I'm like, "No, Daddy," like he could barely walk. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, Dad."
Well, I have to say with my dad too is that one of the things I don't do also is make other people believe what I believe. Even my son, for that matter. I stopped talking to my dad for 5 years. Didn't speak to him again until after I lost my mom. But my son, when I stopped speaking to my dad, my son was 16 years old, and I never put that on him. I said, "You
Right.
relationship with your grandpa is with you and him, not me and him. So
That's exactly right, Scarlett.
there's
That's the way you're
also
supposed to
a
do it.
difference too. Like
Mhm.
just it's just to me
That's just they only want, it's proof that they only really care about themselves. Like they
right.
will cut, they're like a weed whacker everywhere. Like they'll cut anything down if they are able.
Yeah. I
And
never complained about my parents
that's a
to my
bully.
children.
I mean, I used to be angry about how I was raised by my parents because I didn't have any discipline, and I
Well, you
probably
certainly
needed.
went looking for it, Bob. Joined
Yeah,
the
you
military, then
Well, I went to the Army because I knew I was going to go to Kent State. I had a slight scholarship, but I knew that I would flunk out because I was only in party mode like all the time. I rebelled as a
not the best
teenager.
place to go if you're in party mode. Like
So the only thing that I somehow figured out was I'm going to go to the military because they're going to give me college money and straighten my ass up because I'm not afraid of boundaries or discipline. It's just I didn't have any. So when you're
It's good,
16,
Bob.
but
Yeah.
the point is like they don't have any types of boundaries or discipline or anything
What did
like
you
that.
do in the Army, Bob?
I was in supply, so I
Oh,
was
were
in.
you?
I was stationed in Germany. Was my first assignment, and then I was there during Persian Gulf War, the one in '91.
Wow. 91, yeah.
I'll
But
never
that
forget
was
being in Mr. Lunder's class in Channel 1 coming on the day the war started. And
yeah, but
Yeah.
that was such a we were preparing, but that was such a short war, and it was mostly air. It was 43 days, so I didn't have to go.
I was in California during that time.
Yeah, I was in Germany, but it's not like I really went to straighten up some in college money because I literally scored high enough on my ACT, or not ACT, but the ASVAB test that I could choose anything.
Nice.
But
that reminded me of something. Remind me to say something. But go ahead. Sorry, Bob. I forget.
I chose my job because I really didn't want to be like sleeping in the weeds all the time, which was fun. And I got to choose my first station assignment. So I chose Germany because I knew that they served beer at McDonald's.
Ah, that's true too. Yeah, my daddy was a paratrooper for the Screaming Eagles.
Yeah, see, he was
101st born.
Yeah, that's a stud right there. I didn't do that stuff. I cannot jump. I can barely zip line. I do it, but it's scary. Like I can't jump.
Yeah.
And I'm no Valhalla or anything like that, but and I didn't really go in there because I was so patriotic. It was because I needed something.
You needed it. My dad did too. Like at one point he was pronounced dead in the Army, but he was really just drunk. He was so drunk that they pronounced him dead. So like yeah, he was a party boy. And then my mother never like had a cocktail or a cigarette in her entire life. So they were absolute complete opposites, but somehow made it work for like a zillion years and a zillion
I did
kids.
too in the Army, and but I was still responsible. Like I didn't get in trouble, but also right when I got out, I knew because I was married then, and then that I wanted to have kids. So then I knew I was not going to drink just because I had that problem before where I drank too much or whatever. And I didn't want them to grow up thinking that was the only way. As they became teenagers, I would have beer for football games we used to watch together. And then as they got older, I'd let them drink safely. And at 19 or 20, taught them responsibility. But it was not there so long that it wasn't a part of it. So they barely drink. It wasn't
right. That's it. That's exactly how my parents did things too. Like I never there wasn't. For instance, like my mom always had like juice and pop in the refrigerator, and like pop was always an option. But like one of my best friends, her mother cut off pop. Like they were not allowed to drink pop at all. And she literally craves it to this very day. Like she's a total popaholic. And like I don't drink it at all. But it was because my parents, I don't know. I think it's because my parents didn't like care if I did or not, you know?
Right.
And so I think the same thing. Yeah.
Shane said they're in Ordnance Corps and did the same job in the
Another maybe.
That's wild.
I have
Yeah.
a quick question because Bob, I know you. Sorry, this is changing the topic just this tiny bit, but you brought up the SAT scores, and did you hear the comment last night by J7 that she got a 1580 on her SAT,
Oh, shut up.
and she's an SAT tutor?
And
I would have
that
time
an
believing
S
that.
no.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that she's an SAT tutor. Like
that's what she
who's
said. She said she was an SAT tutor. I have the clip. I should upload it, but she said she was an SAT tutor and that she got a 1580 on her SATs.
that is some bullshit. She
So
like
when I
cheated
see
or
that,
something.
then I think, what are we talking about here? So then I see this high level of insecurity because the way she's been acting, I see her as entitled because she was handed a business somehow. And yeah, she probably got her degree and license. I get that. I don't even care to look. I believe it, but you can tell that she didn't build it. You know what I mean? Like she's taking that.
Sorry, the other Mary B put in the chat a tutor, like TOOTER, maybe not.
Yeah, like a ballet tutor, tutor like a farter.
Like a fada.
Dude, Mary B is one of the funniest people.
I know she's so quick-witted.
She is so witty and
she's
hilarious.
one of my favorite people. I can always count on her to make me laugh in chats.
Well, when you get the attention of Jimmy, then I consider you a superstar because she made her way through her art, which I freaking love. Mary B is.
Jimmy and I are fighting still, so
yes,
like
over a lawyer,
yeah. I mean,
And
he
then-
just is ridiculous. I mean, we know that I am gonna win. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win his love. And I mean, he can have him maybe like a couple of weeks in the summer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
you're gonna share custody at least
Maybe.
you might have to check with Dean for that because he wants to walk through the park with Dean.
Well, he can do that with Dean, I suppose.
And
but,
Valhalla. See,
oh my God.
The back and forth, the wishy-washy that Jimmy does with lawyer, Valhalla and Dean is kind of funny.
And
Yeah,
I've met Dean in real life, and he's a super nice guy. And
Yes.
like I could not have. I mean, he is one of the nicest people ever. But like I met him as a friend, and so. But I mean, obviously, he knew that I was, already committed to lawyer. So there was no. I mean, he wasn't gonna step on his toes for sure.
Yeah.
Dean took me out for my birthday, remember? And we got to hang out as friends, and he knows that I constantly talk about how I love being single. So there's that too. I have no boyfriends, no internet boyfriends, no real life boyfriends. I don't want a boyfriend. Thank you very much. I am perfectly happy single right now.
I'm with you. I don't want a boyfriend either.
Dean and I went out for salty balls. We had these saltiest fucking
Did you go
appetizers. No, listen, we got first of all, we got 2 little appetizers. We met kind of late because he was working, and so we got these little appetizers at the place he was staying at the restaurant. And he was staying at a place that had an art museum in it and a restaurant. So we ordered a couple appetizers, and I forget what the second one was like. They were crab balls or something, but anyway, he took a bite first out of his or whatever. He ate 2 or 3 of them, and I took one little bite, and I was like, oh my God. I'm not a person that bitches or sends back food ever, but I was like, are you freaking kidding me? It was the saltiest shit I'd ever tasted. I was like, bro, we gotta send these back. There's I think the guy accidentally dumped the whole thing of seasoning on this or something. This is a mistake. It was so non-edible. I could not believe that he devoured 3 of them. And then he's like, we can't. He was so embarrassed too. He was like, we can't send this back. He's like, we already ate 3 of them.
I remember when you told me that story on my live. You came on my live that night, told me it was so fucking funny.
I was like, the hell we can't. I was sucking down my iced tea. I was like, oh my God, bro. What do you mean? He's like, we already ate 3. I was like, no, we didn't eat 3. You ate 3. I had like one little bite, you know. He's like, no, just let it go. I was like, all right. Like he must have thought I was being like a real kid. I mean, he admitted, he's like, yeah, they are like really unedible. I was like, apparently not. Apparently you thought they were delicious enough to keep going. But if I had eaten that first, I would have been like, ugh. Like I think we had like fries and then those, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, he must have just been really hungry. But he didn't know me from Adam, you know, like so I wasn't going to try and push it and make it awkward, but I did suck down my entire iced tea and then like had to get another drink, you know, to bring with me because I was so thirsty.
I just wanted to say welcome, Melanie. And I think other Mary B had the same problem I did. My stupid autocorrect. We talk all the time about how my autocorrect hates me. I went to put in Melanie and it autocorrected to Melissa because I misspelled Melanie and it just went to Melissa. So I deleted it and then I saw Mary B put Melissa. So either she copied me or she had the same problem I did. So sorry about that.
Well, do you know what I've noticed? If you have an iPhone and if you put in your if you put in your messages, whatever you have on your contacts in your iPhone, that's how it's going to spell it. So like if it's I don't know, like if it's
It'll autocorrect it for you.
yeah, it'll autocorrect it according to your contacts.
We
The
both
other
have
Mary B's on one of her
fingeritis.
I mean, I told you all that
Mary
I told that my boss, I sent him a message and told him to drop dead, and then
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I did not say shit, anything even remotely close to that. I was like, I swear to God, I did not say that. Like, I didn't even know that it said that. He's the one that brought it to my attention. He's like, excuse me? I was like, what? I was like, what? He's like, you having a bad morning there, Chris? I'm like, no, what's going on? I was like, what? He's like, read your message. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, I did not even say anything close to that. I don't know why I did that. And he's like, oh, yeah, you did. Like, he's like, my boss sometimes comes on these live streams, so he like gets a kick out of me. Thank God, because my humor doesn't always translate.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the problem in text messaging, no matter what, whether it's chat, text, whatever, you never know the meaning behind it because there's no tone to it. Which is
yeah,
why I have such a
people
habit
off all the time. Yeah.
That's why I have a habit of putting LOL after like everything I mean to be funny or sarcastic.
I refuse to do it.
That someone's going to take my sarcasm as like seriousness.
My dad used to say it's not funny if you have to explain the joke or if you have to say, oh, I'm just kidding. So like I have, you know, and I used to think that was so rude of him because I'm like, Daddy, say you're kidding me. It's like, if he's too stupid to get the joke, then I'm not going to explain it to him. You know, like my dad was like hardcore like that, but my dad was hysterical. He was
well, I saw it happen in Lauren or in experts chat the other night because Lauren was on with him and she went to block someone that it was basically repeating something that Jess Machado had said as sarcasm, you know, but Lauren realized it because she didn't see the chats before it. So like sometimes things like that just happen in chat.
Yes.
You don't
that happens.
So it just
people think that people will like take that and like she'll read it out loud and people think she's the one that said it when it's not her, it's someone else that said it.
Right.
So that kind of stuff happens a lot. Yeah, for sure. And then I just figured like wherever I go, I've been around here since like Jesus Christ walked the earth. And so I figure that people pretty much know my sense of humor by now, and that if they like, I don't know, I mean, people know that I'm always joking around, like I'm always in a pretty good mood. I'm never like trying to be disrespectful, and I would never hurt anyone's feelings on purpose. And if I ever do, I'm always apologetic, you know, I would never try and do anything to be mean.
But there are many people that don't know. Like, I mean, when you first see someone in a chat, you don't know. Even if you've seen them in a chat before, you just don't know.
They better get informed.
Right.
But you can see the ones in the chat that are fun, and that's the chats I like to hang out in. Like
yeah. Some people are like take shit way too seriously, and it's like, oh my God, like relax, lady. Like
these
calm
women
down.
in your chat are cracking me up.
Who in this chat?
Yeah.
Because I have the most. I know a lot of creators say that, a lot of streamers say that, but I do. I have the best chat. Everyone is so nice to each other. Everyone is like tries to make us laugh. We try to learn some things, like all of the things that I truly enjoy and appreciate in the chat. I have here.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I feel like I could go on like a comedy tour with these subs because they are always so complimentary about my humor. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like the
Well,
funniest person alive when I leave. I'm like, oh, holy shit, I had no idea that I had this kind of talent.
I feel like I could get
And-
paid for your laugh track because everyone.
Right. Oh God, not my laugh track. Like everyone knows I'm recognizable with my freaking laugh. Like it's the worst laugh on YouTube. Nobody
well,
would pay for that.
No, it's not.
Oh,
these,
Scarlet, stop. Oh, it's
um,
terrible. I'm sorry,
the
Bob.
other,
What is it?
this is how you can tell the fun people. So if you, and I go back to this, the last hour of Turtle Boy's fundraiser day, the 12-hour one, it was the other Mary B and Ray and Danny, and all they did the entire time was sit there and giggle and laugh. They couldn't even speak. It was so much fun. That's the part that these others that we're talking about can't have that. That's not part of their livelihood, and laughter to me is life.
They can't laugh at themselves at all.
When I see Ray and the other Mary B coming out with a prop and trained right from Jimmy, and then Danny just sitting there, whatever, high and cracking up. Those three just made that last hour so much fun. And they didn't even talk. They didn't even talk. It's so funny.
Well, that's always so funny to me when somebody else starts laughing and then they can't get a hold of themselves. Like to me,
And and they just keep, like Will does.
It's contagious to me.
And like the other Mary B just said, you could tell Aiden loved it because he's admitted that he's not into the legal mumbo. He's glad they're covering it for him, like Melanie and Bedero, that they talk about that stuff so eloquently because it bores him. It's difficult. He's not an attorney. So he was worn out that day. And the last hour with those guys, you could just tell he was like loving life.
Yeah, those marathon streams
take a break from all the questions and seriousness.
And it
of
wasn't,
all the stuff and
it wasn't
laugh.
even the money part that last hour. It was just fun people that know how to have fun. And if you could do that, that would take away so much anger. These people live with anger. And they turn to threatening, whether it be through the legal processes or by punching someone in the face and being proud of it.
Or making calls or doing stupid shit on the internet.
That's not how guys should be. It's not okay for us to only have anger. We were raised that way because if guys show real emotion, that's a weakness. That's what we were raised as. There's no crying in baseball. I hate that term. And I've coached all my kids and a lot of kids. And that's not cool because we're teaching boys and men, and we see it now, their only acceptable emotion is anger. People
I don't necessarily think it's great for boys to be crying and to show like weakness all the time. Like I feel like there's a lot of that in this generation.
You don't want them to
there's a difference between being like an entitled brat or a whiny brat than it is
or
to
even a child that cries for manipulation.
We're
talking about and we're talking about someone who I don't even blame if what she says about her past with growing up with her stepdad and the way it was, if that wasn't dramatized, then that's traumatizing. And I can see how that could be, but certain people.
But then you moved right back in with your mom.
But you can either use that as a positive in your life or a negative. So that is her excuse to be what he was.
And she's done nothing to fix it. You can't, if that is your reason, that's how you feel, that's your reason for being the way you are and feeling the way you are and holding on to anger and hatred, then you know what? Go do something about it. Don't sit
it's an excuse.
It's a constant excuse. It's an excuse
No.
for her to continue to
But
do.
you wouldn't move right back into your mother's house if you were furious that your mother stayed
Right.
with this man for 17 years and
But her
whatever it
situation,
was.
her stuff is about money. It's about
Well,
what
that
she.
I would say yes, you would if you cared more about the fact that you didn't have to pay any money.
And
Right,
that
but
it looked like she came from a big house, but I just think like her mom worked at the school board or for the school board, and I'm thinking like she can't possibly have worked for the school board interested in children's rights and stuff and then not care about her own children's rights. Like it just
Right.
and her kids seem to be dressed to the nines, wearing every piece of designer outfit that known to man. She was in like limited clothing and Express
I
and all
take
that
what
stuff.
she says
Well,
about
one
her
of the
past
traits.
for an assault, just like I do anything else she says.
I'm
Well,
just
one of the
saying, like
traits.
she seemed like a well taken care of child, is what I'm
Right.
saying.
No, I get it. Yep.
But
Go
one of
ahead,
the
Bob.
traits that I sent her, one of the traits for females is they want to exude wealth and success, and that's what they're trying to portray. And then like Scarlett's problem, and after that is then we know about when their kid's car breaks down. We know when all their birthdays are. We know when Jeff's birthday is. We know when she has any problems, because that's a grift. That's a
Yeah, Bob, I would no sooner tell these weirdos on the internet what time my son got off work at 3:30 in the morning, and like she says, where he works, what time he gets off, what location it is.
Yeah.
What are you fucking doing?
But she's
like that's
also
wild to me.
and cops know these people. She's a townie. She's the one that knows everything about everybody. She acts like everybody's friend, but all that turns into gossip, and she annoys people. Like I jokingly say now that Derek, who worked at Society, put his 2 weeks in notice because he was tired of her talking to him every day.
Right.
And then
But
when
like
he
she
put in his
announces
notice,
people's first and last names and what location
Right.
they work at. Like it's wild that she is so reckless with everyone's privacy, even her own children. She tells stories that are not hers to tell, talking about one of her children being a cutter. And it's like, I bet you if her child knew that she was telling the internet that, and mind you, that child is still in school and kids are
well, that
mean.
child, we know that our brains are not developed. They're not. She's 17, Georgia. She's not at a cognitive ability to be able to handle certain things that may occur from being a public figure on the internet, is what she is now.
Right.
And how embarrassing for that little girl to have to go through that. And how embarrassing is it that your mother is on the internet talking about how soft and sweet that a stripper's tit is in her mouth. Like she gave that interview and she said that.
That was so gross. And she let that guy snip Adderall on her fucking live.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
That was one of the biggest things. I don't even remember how I saw that.
I don't even know how she got away with that because
I was on
shut that
that
down.
I was in the chat that day.
Were you? I just happened to go. Someone told me go look at something, and so I did. And she was live, and I just went over there for 2 seconds, and that's what I see him talking about. What it does and how it doesn't really. I'm not even going to go into it. The point is that
I'm
you
so
don't
shocked that didn't go down
medication
immediately.
The wrong way. You don't sniff something that is prescribed. That is a problem. Your blood-brain barrier. I mean, do some research on the blood-brain.
It's also very triggering to people that are struggling with addiction.
Yeah. And she's just beyond disgusting with what she not only says herself, but what she platforms. And it just like that, including that kind of thing, shows you what kind of person that she is. Yeah. She doesn't care to the length she has to go, just as long as she gets the fucking attention and then therefore the money from it.
And I don't care that if she wants to like sleep around with other women and while she's married, that's not my business. It's not anything that I would do because when you're married, you wouldn't step outside of your marriage. That's a sacred union. But like if that's okay with them, if they're happy with it, I'm thrilled. But I'm telling you, what would not be thrilling to me is having my parents my freaking mother, talking about, sucking on some stripper's tit on the internet. Are you kidding me? Like she like did that like at the first week of having a show, and it's just outrageous to me. I would have been so humiliated. And I mean, I'm sure that at that point her kids' friends did not know that she was doing YouTube at the time, but I bet you they have seen it now.
Well,
Yeah.
and we know
And
that kids in school are
yes,
vicious, like,
the worst.
for sure. And
Yep.
I mean, I was a model, and I was retired by the time I had children, and I still had like you know, my kids had friends their parents remembered and had like shit cut out, you know, magazine stuff and whatever, they had it cut out. My kids would come home and be like, "Oh my god."
yeah,
Like,
and
what
but
do you want me to do? I can't do anything about it. But they were so embarrassed, you know,
Yeah.
that
yeah, she
like
doesn't
I was
care
in my bra and
what they
underwears.
are.
Yeah, and that's they don't. She does like you were just about to say. I know about, but yeah, she doesn't care. And this just goes down to the fundamentals of a lot of the personality disorders and or traits is that it's all about her. It's the me attitude. She doesn't care about anyone else or but herself and what
Right.
she gets out of a relationship with you, what she can get from you, what she can get from burning that relationship down. It doesn't fucking matter. She's always looking at what she's going to get from a person or situation.
I'm about to
And
show
the
you
difference
my
is,
sexiness in a second. You guys are gonna really like, you won't
Oh,
be overcome with my like, and my friends will always look really like sexy, and then I just did not. Like they would be in like Wonder Bras and stuff, and I would be in these bulletproof ones with the triple hooks in the back, and then do you see the picture?
well, there's nothing wrong
oh
with one.
yeah, it's so small though. Hold on, let me make it bigger.
It's
Let me take it
ridiculous.
down real quick.
But I got
Oh,
made
that's the
like
biggest
one.
I can get.
Is it there? I'm on the side too, like the side pictures where I'm wearing a slip because everybody wears slips, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
But that's like a full coverage bra. So
Right.
big deal. It's like a bathing suit.
My
And
children were
bathing
humiliated.
suits are skimpier than that nowadays. Who gives a shit?
But also, like, with
I
their
was
high
considered
level,
full figured.
Well,
their
yeah, and everyone that wasn't a size 0 was considered full figured back then.
Yeah. I
Plus
was a
size.
size
But
4.
anyway,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bob.
That's all right. I feel like George from Seinfeld in the bra conversation. That's all right.
I'm
But,
so sorry.
but the difference is with their high level of insecurity, and like an example of the other Mary B just said that BX, I call him bitch boy. Somebody in the chat said that the other Mary B just jokes about farts and sharks. She can laugh at that because she knows like
Yes.
who she is. Like Mary B is one of the most loyal
Yes.
persons and very creative to get Jimmy's attention, to back Ray when people weren't sure and be proven right. And that's what they don't see. And she knows that about herself and her loyalty to Baker by going, you know, that shows a person who it's not about like games or stuff. It's what's right.
Right.
And that's what people from superficial haters don't see.
Yep.
Because they don't
And that's
know
what I was saying earlier, and that's what I said when the first time when this finally came out, and I did a stream either that day or the next day or whatever, and I put because people were starting putting Team Baker. But what I put on it was hashtag I stand with Baker. Because yeah, if you want to do teams, it's considered divisive. But either way, I put I stand with Baker. And the point with that is we don't want people like me. I don't want to be divisive. I'm not coming up here to say, you know, hate her, like me, whatever. I don't fucking care. I'm just sharing some opinions, maybe learn something myself, as well as teach someone something, and have a few laughs in between. Now, with that being said, go ahead, Bob.
You know, this personality disorder wants to create the divisiveness.
Exactly.
They want the teammates, and so they put wedges everywhere, and it works. You know, people
Wedgies or
don't know.
wedges?
Wedgies.
When it just goodness, it's getting late. But that's the difference. They want to divide and conquer. And that's also a political situation. Like, there's hardly anybody that can be in the middle of anything. Like, and I've said this 1,000 times, and this is what they are forgetting. No one's perfect. There's not anyone on earth that I love everything about or like everything
Yes.
about, including
I say that
myself,
all the time,
I
Bob.
say that all the time too. Yep. No
including
one's
myself.
perfect.
I don't
Nobody.
agree with everybody. I don't agree with one person about
And
every single thing. That's what
and
I
their
say.
the teen, when I call it in the chats the teenager drama, is because they worry about what people think and they care about who your friends are. We all know that you have a friend and a friend of theirs is in your circle a lot, but that's not really your friend. You don't hang out with them alone. It's always that other friend that you may be around each other, or just that one friend. In other words, we don't like everything about people and everything about the people that we like that their friends are. And you don't have
Hmm.
to. Why do we
Right.
think that has to be that way?
I don't
It's
know. I don't know,
that's
Bob.
the glass houses, because
Well, the thing is, people can't. The problem with people that are adults that can't be adults when you disagree with someone, that's the problem. If you
Yeah.
disagree with someone, doesn't automatically think that it should never really. If you are friends with someone and yet you have a disagreement, that's okay. It is okay to disagree. You don't
Mhm.
have to agree on everything. You can either talk about it or just stop talking about it. But talk about it respectfully to each other. Respect
Yeah.
each
Right.
other. Okay, turning it into an argument and a name calling match um is just absolutely ridiculous. And that's the problem, is that the supposed adults here on the YouTubes that want to dish it but can't take it, and then want to go real life with an online beef. um it just shows the immaturity
Yeah.
of a
And I
lot of
liken it to like what teenagers do. So I had 4 kids. I had 2 girls first and then 2 boys. And then turns out that because I raised my kids to think, I don't care what you believe, just make sure you know why. And then so now I have, fast forward to when they're all teens or early 20s. Both my girls are what I would say are liberals, and both my boys are conservative. And they were fighting about this a few years ago, of course, because everybody's fighting over Trump or not. I didn't teach them that, but I had to tell my kids, like, you're getting a little crazy here. This is silly. You
Yeah.
would die for each other. Who gives a rip what you believe, as long as you can make a good argument? Listen, I'm up for debate. I'm not afraid of confrontation. I love debating, and I'm okay with it because I'm not afraid of other perceptions or other ideas, because
yeah.
I want to. You think those things. You don't. And this is what proves this about JM. She said that when her and J7 were going at it a little bit, and then it was me, and my problems are bigger than yours, and blah blah. And then JM says, where was I going with that?
I'm ready to
Um,
tell them to just whip them out.
That they would do anything for each other. That the
Whip
kids
them
would do
out
anything.
muster, okay?
but
Sorry.
it was my way or the highway, but then they couldn't burn the bridge on each other. But everything's transactional, conditional. Like, they don't think of
Mhm.
people as people. They think
Right.
of them
Yeah.
as steps or not. And that's why she tries to go after Lauren, because she sees someone's worth by their number of subs. Why? Because she's entitled. She didn't earn that the hard way. Like, Rat House been plugging for a year and they're about to flip flop finally. Like,
Yeah.
like Danny says, he wants to earn it. She didn't.
Mhm.
And that's why it's taken for granted. And that's why she is
100%.
off the rails, because she has not had to get there.
Yeah,
And
and
you
that's why
can't.
we were talking about this on over the weekend. I think I talk about this now and then with so many people lately that I can't remember, so I apologize for that. But was just like, even I, who still for weeks
Mm.
could sit in streaming and have 0, 1, 2, 3 people for weeks, didn't technically start from 0 because I had people supporting me from Rat
Right.
House and Baker and things like that. So, but and that's why I would never even say that I literally started from scratch with 0, but
And
I
it's
still
not that
did.
she did that. More power to her. I mean, look how fast some others rise. But the
Right.
point is, she forgot where she came. Like, she
Yeah.
forgot how it happened, and now you're going to shit on everybody because you did it. The narrative changed throughout the last year. Their narrative changed in their own mind, and that's where the arrogance happens, and that's why everybody is alienated because of these
The
things.
drama's over.
Yeah, when you say Tim Bradle is below the line now, and
Oh
I'm not
my
going to tell
God.
you why, that's more ghost receipts. That's what
Yeah, she
kids
wants
do.
people to just go and believe her about how she feels.
Right,
So
that's what kids
she,
do. I feel
yeah,
like she has a lifetime of anger because Greg didn't let her be a cheerleader. I swear that the trauma of, if what she says is true, this is where it came from. Some people can use things for positive. Some people continue the generational thing. She's doing what he did. Maybe her kids love her and maybe this, but they don't like how she talks about them. They have to talk to their friends about their mother. That's not
Yeah,
cool.
every time
Nobody
that
likes
she answers
that.
the phone, yes, her
And then
kids are
other
like,
Mary B.
"Can you mute? Can you mute?" Like, oh my God, that would make me crazy.
like why?
And the
And
other
I
Mary
have to
B.
ask this question: does anyone know why she has two phones? Like, why do you have two phones? I mean, we all know that if you like, I know she takes calls, but we all know you can get a free number online, so that's not why. Why the fuck does she have two phones? And why the fuck, when she talks about people calling her or texting her or whatever, does she literally pick up both phones? I saw that in 2 or 3 clips from the other day I was watching. It's like, what? Why? Why are you picking up both your
Well,
phones?
I was on.
Why do you have two in the first place?
Well, I was
Performative,
in the.
Scarlet.
Well, I know that, but it was trying to get the conversation going there.
Right.
Well, I was in the chat when she was on the phone or on the link with Lauren, and when she was showing her emails on her phone, her work phone, I
Yeah.
wanted to call it. I have her number. I
Oh,
pulled
Bob,
it up.
you should have.
I wanted to interrupt that whole narrative of all this deflecting about just go down and get the receipt. It's going to take them 5 minutes. Nobody will care if it's exact dollar. If you donated $4.47, they can print it out in less than 5 minutes. That's all we need. The problem is it's possible that that donation would have been last week, which means she was lying. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying, where's the receipt? Why can't you pull it? It's either that or that it was what she tried to show us were previous dates of donations. And I'm not even saying she did that, is trying to do that to fraud or to make money. That's not my point. The point is you just lie, just put the money in. We don't care what the dollars are. That's
Right.
all deflection. It's just go, if you got an actual receipt that Lauren was trying to tell her from the place, not a tax form, that's how they got sidetracked, just the printout. The 503c3 has to have that 501c3. It's like law. Like they can't turn. And that she was saying she was in the parking lot, and I know I said it before, but some different people. But and then she just gave up because they were so inundated with calls and emails.
Yeah.
Well, listen, they can ignore everybody in the public if they want. They have time. The one person they will not ignore if they need their receipt is her.
Yeah.
And then everything else stops if that receipt was possible, and it's not, or we would have it. Why would you go through this for a week and a half? It's silly. Why would you get a third party involved who doesn't know your finances, and now that Turtlebot is her accountant, like whatever she says? No, just show us, just print the receipt off.
Right.
That's it. Go get one. It'll take them, they have to have it. You can do that anywhere.
And it's the question came out of her own mouth. She interrupted Lauren's show. She's the one that went up on panel, asked her specifically, what do I need to do to get this done?
And then with Lauren,
And then she bitched when Lauren said, well, just get the receipts, the originals.
Yeah. Lauren handled her. She thought she could bully Lauren. That's why she was condescending towards the end. And then that's why she threatened a lawsuit. That's what they do.
Yep.
The story.
Lauren handled her with such grace. I called her a saint last night because I could tell you I wouldn't have been able to keep my calm like that.
And Lauren squashed that stupid charge stuff and put it right out that day for like an hour. And then the next morning, after that, JM still talked about it and acted like it was a thing. It's like your people are completely blinded. And she admitted it when she said to J7, that was my point earlier, I blindly follow you, J7. She said that.
You said that?
She said to J7 that she blindly follows her. In other words, she blindly trusts her. She blindly wants her. And there's only one reason for that, because everything they do is transactional. It's conditional. It is because of money.
Oh my God.
She
Yeah, and
said
then
it. I think
yeah, and
Kazi
then
has a
tonight
clip.
she said, yeah, tonight she said about you know, she just said that she watched how did she say it tonight about Kazi at the store? She said something about him at the store. I think it's weird that she has never watched any of these people. She's never been in any of these people's
Well, that's what
chats.
I'm
I
talking
don't remember
about.
her ever being in Aiden's chat, to be fair. Do you?
I had seen her in there a few times, but only just to basically, get her.
Announce, like, show her presence.
Yeah, that's it. And
You'll
get
see her in
attention.
chats now where she's trying to get her narrative, but she's done
Yeah.
arguing with the others who gave up on her. But like last night, she was in J7's chat the whole time talking shit.
Yep, I saw that.
Excuse me, about Lauren. That's not necessary. Like, you did it on the phone. Now it's squashed basically. And Lauren wasn't even questioning. Lauren handled it so great. She's like, you don't have to provide me anything. Like, who cares? But that's her high sensitivity, and that's why I compared it to other Mary B, who thinks that people talk about her in a negative way is funny, because she knows that's not her character. The problem is on the other side, they don't want us to know their character, so they have to put a narrative in every place they possibly can. Whereas Mary B doesn't respond. She just tells us how she likes farts.
Yeah. I mean, even Mary B was in, and this is Mary B from the Chat Rats. She was in, was it Kazi's last night, where Kazi was going over this, and
Yeah.
Mary B is got the right attitude, but even if if it does behind the scenes hurts her feelings and stuff, that's the point. Is that she still has to deal with this bullshit stuff being
said. And that's why I judge people by their character, which is how they handle it. And Mary B has handled it as best as you possibly could, because I would not sure if I could, because it's so vile. But she has. And same with Cyber Chick, same with even Nurse Kim in the beginning, and the same with Baker with that. And the same with Turtle Boy when Meredith was trying to ruin his life. It's the integrity of, I'm not going to do this. I am above this. There's no reason. And then, but where JM gets confused is she thinks she can be Turtle Boy and that he's like that. That's not true. He went after people when he did his ratchet reporting that nobody could stand, like Cryford or BLT. Like, it's okay now because that is a ratchet of all ratchets. But she's going after people who haven't done anything wrong, and that's all the creators. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Turtle Boy doesn't do that.
Nope.
He stays neutral. People can follow who they want, but he tried to save her, and he's done that with everyone. And the Will and him call was great. And if anybody that was watching that I was getting nervous. But
I was too. Now I'll have to admit I was too, but I also truly believed that both of them were the kind of adults who could have that kind of argument and still end it with like, "Hey, we're buds, we're cool."
Here's the thing:
get it out.
This is the biggest difference of all the people that JM has called or tried to interrupt or tried her narrative on. She sees her efforts by size, right?
Yep.
So she thought Baker was small enough and she was rising fast enough she could take him out. That didn't happen, okay? But here's the difference: when Will and Aiden, as Aiden describes himself, he's like, "Damn, I was coming in fucking hot." But Will being 49,000 or whatever, and Turtle Boy at 163, that comment or that variance did not appear in the conversation like it does with JM. She makes it clear if she thinks that Lauren is smaller by how she talks down to her. Turtle Boy and Will was a man-to-man. So I give big props to Will, because you got to be a man to stand up against someone in this arena that's 3 times your size. But it's not about numbers. Exactly. It's about telling the person what pissed you off and getting over it like normal people do. We don't do that in high school.
Right. Well,
That's
and
where
women
they're
don't
stuck.
do that. Like, at least I'm a kind of woman. I don't do that. Like, I'm not
No,
a
I'm not
person
saying
that's
you have
gonna.
to
Yeah.
but you also don't create, you don't start those rumors and cause your own
No.
clapback because
Right.
you care about what people think in the empathetic way about what would happen if you. It's not in our nature to disparage people like she does. It's not in our nature. We can't understand people
I
that
go
do that.
to
It
the
doesn't make
person. I
any
go.
logical
Yeah.
sense. But there is
Exactly.
a
Directly. I go
population that
directly
does
to
it,
the person.
and I was
And then
married
I
to one.
try and say it without hurting their feelings. And then
Well,
I
I
try
have
to
to
not
bring
get the other person in trouble.
only the fact, I'm not going to bring up any details, but the same thing I said on Saturday was when you have someone address in chat too, because this happens to other people, and you kind of have to address it because then your chat's like, what are you talking about? This and that. And then you address it to the very minimalist way, whatever that you
Yeah,
can to get
but you
them to
don't need to
move on.
be.
But
You don't
when
need to be
you
mean.
yeah, when there does come a point, like I think what happened with Baker, when you address it very minimally for so long, and then people still don't fucking quit asking, or a person doesn't quit making false or alternate accounts to come, bombard your chat.
Yeah.
Like that shows way more about them than
Right.
it
And
does you.
what she's willing to burn a bridge over, if she's trying to be like Aiden, like other Mary B is saying, and other Mary B might be an artist and her mind might be upside down compared to others because I have a daughter just like her. But she is very intelligent. Like, so what she's saying, like the now I forget what she said because it went away.
um,
I
Oh,
have the
but
just
same
Aiden.
people
problem.
talking
So
behind your back. Hmm.
we've seen Aiden's empathy and his patience with people. Look how long he backed certain people until he
Yep.
couldn't anymore, such as like even Jim Altman a year and a half ago, like he was still okay with her or whatever. And other people weren't. He's way more patient than anybody in her circle. Like it has burned the bridge now over something so silly. And whereas Aiden has never done that, that bridge is burnt when it's barely standing. You know, he
Hmm.
waits, he's patient, and and other Mary B know that. And to be such a judgmental person that you say anybody with a DUI is a piece of shit. I was a cop. Like I know a lot of good people that got a
Yeah.
DUI, made a mistake, didn't think they were gonna do that. And I'm not talking about, people that went to prison. People got a regular DUI. It happens often.
Hmm.
Love
And
you, Mary B. Have a good night's sleep, sweetie. Sorry, I just wanted to say bye to Mary B. I
I
love
knew
you.
we'd bore her to death eventually because,
She's
but,
got to work, I'm sure, in the morning. So,
but to judge people on that, especially if it's in the past, like I know a lot of people that got a DUI. Like I know a lot of people that were good people. And I was a cop in my hometown. So I knew I had relatives in jail. But the point is, not everybody that gets one is bad, but the ones who get one, if they are not a bad person, that's a life changer that like shocks them back to reality, and they're not going to get another one. They fall, they do the right thing. It's just a mistake. You're judging a person that may have done something 15 years ago. Like I'm not the same person every decade I'm alive. It's completely different. I'm a completely different person now than I was in my 40s.
oh
Are
yeah, we
you
have
are you a serial
cell
killer,
growth.
Bob? Are you trying to tell us something? What are you
So
trying to tell us?
the point is like, why does she just let that stuff go? It's eating her alive and it's causing her to become toxic. That's the thing. Like, don't
Hmm.
be so, you just
Yeah,
can't
but
do
I
it
don't
anymore.
know if she holds anything in, to be fair. I
She
think
doesn't.
she like tells everything, you
Yeah,
know?
everything I know, I could beat anybody in trivia on her life. I
No.
promise you. But that's because I was a fan. So everything I know is what she has said, and you can't say that a woman who was adopted was a POS when they were born because their parent. I mean, what? Like that's a person who's never had a real life tragedy, or say somebody that's had miscarriage or problems or real life. That is so crazy you know, that this happily 50-year-old woman who was adopted and tells how great it was and thank God because it could have been a completely different path. And at the end, she calls her a POS. Instead, don't ever. That will never. There will never be a time where I can trust that person again, or even want anything to do with them. And that's not. I'm not diagnosing them. I'm not saying they're a criminal. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying you told us what your character is. And there's a reason that I follow certain people, and it's based on their character, not their mistakes. I've made more mistakes than everybody in my life combined. You can. That's not in a. It's okay
But
to.
see, that's the whole point of growing up and maturing, is that we learn from our mistakes and knowing that we're not we're not perfect. No one is.
And I said to Jimmy when I called him that time, because I knew if they ever do a show, he'd be involved. Like, Turtle Boy is the type that would love, I think, if Jolene showed up and roasted him, because he can laugh at himself. That's what we all like about him, is being able to laugh and those sort of things. And yeah, trying to drive away their supporters, their loyal supporters, but they can't laugh at themselves. They're miserable, but TB can. And that's what makes life normal. She always talks about balance. No, you don't balance having a good day with coming out being an asshole the next day. That's not the right type of balance. The balance is own your mistakes, TB, and laugh about them. And Jolene, the roasting queen, what she says, Narc Slayer, that she would light him up and he would love it. And that's why people like him. It's not because I like everything that he does.
Right.
You know,
and that's the thing about being adult. This goes back to things that I have said and evaluating, especially that conversation between Aiden and Will, and people that are streaming in their chat and anything. When you can be an adult and disagree with someone and not become turn it into name calling and fighting and arguing.
But like Akashi says, if you're an asshole, then you're just allowed to say that.
I was just going to read that. Yeah, exactly.
They take zero responsibility.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is a self-entitled person. That is where that comes from. That's somewhere like that's high level of one of those traits. And I just because and like Baker said and others. By the way, for my birthday today, Baker serenaded me.
Oh, I got a toy. Happy birthday.
What?
I said I forgot. Happy birthday for 9 more minutes. It's Bob's birthday.
Bob, it's your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
somebody called the
Baker, police. Somebody told Baker, and he's saying in Danish, I don't even know what he said, but he serenaded me. He even had a long falsetto.
Hello, Governor.
Falsetto at the end.
Chocolate and leather. That's all I get from that song at the end.
Yeah. But anyway,
people
Baker. Can have fun. Like Baker can laugh at himself, and so can I, and so can other people. That if they could just laugh.
If I can take a dick, I can take a joke.
Ow! That's what she said.
Right? Oh God! Excuse my filthy language. I don't
think I can take a dick, so that's
well. It's not always easy. So, I don't know. I'm not always easy. So how about that?
Anyway, so there's that. Well, that went down.
I'm pumped.
We're getting
I'll be here all week.
It's a little dirty now.
PCB Amy showed up.
Hi, Amy. I said hi to her in the chat. I hate interrupting my guests. You guys are having a great conversation. I'm like, I'm just going to let you guys talk.
No, I was just rambling. You've had to stay on the screen for an hour so you can go.
No, like I'm a rambler. Like Scarlet and I've said it to her before. I'm like, we're the worst streamers together. Like we cannot stream together because we both like run our mouths so much that it's ridiculous. We have like an idea of what we're going to talk about and it never happens. You know, we just
because then we ramble about 20 other things and then we just run out of time. And not to mention that we both have the same issue. We've talked about this even when we're on the phone. We do this. It's like, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but if I don't say this right now, I'm going to fucking forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I forget. So it's like, oh my God, let me just get this out really quickly. You know, I've got a notebook even. And sometimes I look at my notes and I'm like, what the hell does this even mean?
Yep.
Like, I don't even know what this means. But like, I don't know. But every time we're on the phone together, I say to her, like, we should have just hit the live button and talked about all of this.
Yep.
She's like, I know we should have. And we never, you know, we're like, okay, tomorrow. And then it never works out. But we try. But we're the worst together, her and I. Like, terrible. Just absolutely terrible. But we
We're
don't even
talkers.
care.
We're
Yeah.
talkers.
Yes, we are. We certainly are. And we don't mean to be like that, but we just are. And like I've had a couple partners over the years, and like I'm telling you, like I did better with when I was like the only person talking, and then I had somebody that did all the heavy lifting, did all the work basically. And
Right.
then I stuck to a script, you know. I didn't
Well,
do
I have
very
to
many
be
live
honest,
streams.
in my relationships, my two, especially my ex-husband and my last main relationship, it was to the point where I altered myself so much to make them happy, or at least to avoid confrontation
Aw.
or fights, so that I just shut up about everything. So it's one of the things over the last 10 years of working on myself that I've come to not do that. I finally feel comfortable voicing an opinion again, or talking to people about certain things, and not shoving it deep down. So now that I've gotten comfortable again, I got to remind myself to shut up sometimes.
Yeah,
Well,
I have to
but
remind
part of
myself not
that
to
is,
apologize for everything. I say I'm sorry about
Oh, I still do
everything.
that, but
And
yeah.
yeah, like I need to stop doing that so much, or taking the blame for everything. Like I'm always, you know, I'm so sorry, or whatever. I forget that like I'm the boss at work, you know, all the like sometimes, and then like I just do the shit myself, and they're like, what are you doing? That's my job. I'm like, I don't know, I'm sorry. Like I'm apologizing for doing their job, you know. It's just wild. I need to stop doing that so much, but I do it. And then I don't know. And like I don't want to ever I don't want anyone to ever think that I view myself as being like somehow above anyone else, or above the
But if
people that I
if
have underneath me.
above them at work, you are not better than them, but you're above them, and you have every right to
yeah,
tell
but the
them what to
difference
do
is
or whatever, just
humility.
as long as you're nice about it.
The
Mhm.
difference is the humility and how you carry on those duties or that position. Because if you're arrogant, you're not going to have any people. Like I used to have people that, um, like I had a couple different careers, but I had brought people from my previous job
Mm.
because we worked well together and they were good. So you find your ride or die type people if you are
Mhm.
a fair person, not a tyrant. You know.
Well, yeah, and I've got like it's I have just all men that work for me too, and it trust me, like I didn't hire them like that. That they came with the job, and but I had to work my way from. I mean, that's a predominant. I sell wine and spirits, but it's predominantly male, and I had to work really hard to get a spot in that. And I mean, when I say I worked really hard, I interviewed with these companies 11 times. They
Well,
said
you have to
they
prove
said they were
yourself
going to get
daily.
yeah, they said they were either going to get a restraining order or hire me.
Wow.
So, yeah.
But see, the difference is in these life or career situations, we've had to deal with people that we may not like, or people that we have to, or people that we just don't get along with, but we don't tear it apart. When you are a person who's never had to have a job like that, where
Mhm.
you
Exactly.
have to be there, like you have to have a long time, because like if you're in a union job like cops are, everybody starts to know everything about everybody because nobody leaves, and then you got the bad ones that are talking everything. But she'd never had to get along with people for any length of time, so
Right.
because of the career path. And I'm not judging that. I'm just saying that's a byproduct of not having to bite the bullet sometimes and earn your way up. Like, did you work for $2.35 an hour at a dairy shop as your first job? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
did you
Right.
take a year to get 9,500? And we got to get Rat House over 10 some way. But take a year to do that. No. So that's where you don't
She got
understand.
monetized in 3 days or whatever.
Right.
Less than
Yeah.
3 weeks.
So
That's
that's where you don't
crazy.
it's like the generation of, say, wealthy people that are like my parents' age. When they pass their stuff down to their kids, the kids nowadays don't care. They sell the
Right.
business.
That's so
They don't
funny
want to
you
run
said
the
that. I
business
just was
anymore.
talking about that today.
So
Just talking about that.
they didn't earn it.
Mhm.
And that's where they are entitled. And that's the
Yeah,
same with
before you
J7.
joined us, Crispy, that's what we were talking about, the entitlement and how when my son started like football and he got participate, all the kids get participation.
Oh
And
God, don't get me
they don't
started
teach
on that
them
shit.
about winning or losing, and how I grew up with my mom, who was never a one to lose a game on purpose to let me win. She's like, if you want to win, you win on your
Mhm.
own. This is
Mhm.
Yeah.
taught,
And
Jenna.
see, that's where the entitlement, like any
Yeah.
job she's had that was she either got fired or quit because there was too much she didn't want to get along with. So then, like with J7, who's also entitled, or she wouldn't talk the way she does, is
Mhm.
her career path was set while she was in high school. If she really is an insurance agent that was passed down or is partner of, or however that works, then she knew when she went to college that she was going to do that, and then she knew she would get licensed, and there's your business
Right.
without having to, like, I had, a lot of us had jobs in high school. A lot of us,
Mhm.
like
I got
me,
my
it took
first
me.
job at 13, $3 an hour under
I
the
got
table.
it at 14.
Yeah, and
I
like,
picked corn. I picked corn on the tractor.
I was a carry-out girl at a restaurant,
Nice.
and then a
yeah,
bus girl, then a hostess.
and to have to earn those, like, I finished my bachelor's degree when I was like 37, and and then I did the master's degree at 39. Like, it took me forever because of kids and stuff, not like
Me too,
Shannon Burgess
Bob.
stuff, but I had to earn that. Like,
I
my
had to
path
pay for
wasn't
it
set,
too. Did you
so
pay
I
for
had
your
to
own
be.
school?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Thank God to Biden, who I don't believe should have relieved student loan debt, but he did mine. I went to 5 colleges, so
Mm.
wasn't a Biden fan, but I
Did you go to
still have
EC at
that.
all?
I got rid of some of mine, but I still have quite a bit of debt.
All
It's the whole
mine
reason I didn't
disappeared
finish my
because
master's.
I was in my third year of the public service program, where if you are in public service and you pay a certain amount on your student loans for 10 years, if you're in public service, the rest would be forgiven. So I was in that program. But
Nice.
so anybody in it, and I was only like year 1 or 2, anybody in it, he forgave all of it. And mine was $147,000,
Oh my God.
which
Yeah,
is ridiculous. So I
yeah,
love
it is
Biden for that,
ridiculous.
or
It
whoever
is. And
signed that stupid.
it took me forever to get through school as well, but and
But kids these days,
I
it's
worked all through college, but I also like people kind of laugh at my modeling stuff, but I bought my own house and I also paid for my own school just with my modeling
yeah,
money.
me too, and that's why I went to the military. But we had to earn it that way, and that makes it a little bit better when we get there. Now, um, nowadays it's
My
almost
parents helped me with
impossible.
my books. That was like the only
Yeah,
thing they helped me with.
but it's so expensive now. We can't judge my kids on whether or not they went to college. I didn't even do it till I was almost 40. So, or whatever we are judging people
I
for, it's
think it's a
harder.
con, to be honest.
It is a con. Well, don't get me
Mhm.
started. Like, we're teaching kids in the highest, smartest institutions in the world that the best way to be successful is to get a job. That's
Mhm.
not true, because if you work for someone else, you'll never be ahead. They
Mm-mm.
become ahead, and that's fine. That's capitalism. But we're teaching people less about starting their own businesses or being creative than we are about just go find a job, go make
Mhm.
60,000 and be happy, and whatever. That it's too expensive
Charlie
now.
Kirk has like the best debates regarding college, and it's ridiculous, these kids. And then the worst part is that these kids get out of school and then they believe that everything is beneath them. They think that they need to be starting out as the boss, and the fact is that they can't start off as the boss, but they believe that they should, and they're so entitled and so ridiculous. I've got a kid right now that's like that she screwed up because she graduated during COVID and then started college during COVID, and it was a disaster. And I couldn't blame her because it was, I couldn't do school online. Are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
there's just no way I could have done it.
He
Well,
he went to college for one semester, said it wasn't for him. He had already had a job in high school. He found another job right. I'm trying to remember if he started right after I think he graduated high school. And he's been there ever since. Now he's on the way to become a general, if not regional manager for the company.
Nice.
He's got
Yeah.
4 promotions since working there. He's only 23. He's out on his own. He's,
It's great. It's
doing
great,
Well, there's
Scarlett.
more than one way to be successful, but if you didn't have to earn it some way, then it's easier to forget.
Mhm.
And my
you know,
son earned everything he has right now.
Well,
Every-
my kid does too, and I mean, she has had the same job since she was 16, and she travels all over the world. Like she just got back
She's
from
so
Miami.
gorgeous. That picture you sent me where she's
Thank
at.
you.
It's so
She
pretty.
is. She's a beautiful girl, and but she went to Europe last summer for the month. And she just all she does is work. She works at a little Italian restaurant, like a family owned one, where they're off all summer. They take the whole summer off. The restaurant closes for the summer. When I say old school, they are old school. And then she works at a shelter, an animal shelter as well. And then she also does hair. But like when she went to college, like she just was like, I can't do this shit. Like, Mom, I'm not even like, I'm not smart enough to like be doing this shit online. I'm like, well, I mean, true. Like she's not this, she's gorgeous, but she's not the brightest one not the brightest colored crayon in the box.
well,
But
there's different ways to be successful.
I was just going to say that there's other ways to be smart, and smart is more than just book smart.
well, she's a dingbat right now, but like she's young, so like I
But
can't. Like, she doesn't know what she doesn't
that's
know.
with age.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she doesn't know. It makes me absolutely crazy because she knows it all, according to her. Like, how dare me even question, because she knows it all.
Yeah,
Well,
but
at 17,
my son graduated in 21, and what the kids had to go through in high school through the pandemic, I just think it's going to scar them for a long time. It's
no graduation,
crazy.
none of it.
I'm melting in
effectively, young
Arizona. Welcome. That's all you on, Jolene.
Arizona. Hey, melting in Arizona. I'm melting in Southwest Florida.
Yeah, it is. It was a scorcher in Michigan today, 91 degrees and humid. My air conditioner was constantly being turned off. It's so ridiculous, but
It's still
I made
80.
it. Huh?
Do you not turn it on and off, Scarlett? It makes it twice as hard runs it
I
twice
didn't.
as hard.
This is what they do in Michigan, Crispy. They alternate it. It's like so that saves power.
What the hell are you talking about? Don't you can't run your own air conditioning at your house?
Oh, I do. But they okay. I live in an apartment, but they do this for you. It's hard to explain if you don't live in Michigan. I thought they did this in other states, but I don't think I found one yet. Because every time I meet someone who has, what are you talking about? They they don't let you run your they just interrupt it. Like they interrupt it at certain points through the day, so everyone has
they take the power down. Like, I don't know, they your power plant goes down to save after the grass cutting shit, or I don't know.
Let me see how I can explain it. Let me look it up online. Interrupting air.
That's so weird because it makes your device have to work twice as hard, and then it takes it twice as long to get it cool again.
I know that. So
I also want to know the big controversy. If you have your car, if you turn on your air conditioning in your car, does it take fuel to do it?
Yeah, it uses more horsepower.
It uses more everything.
Well, because people say it does not.
No. I don't know.
Like mechanics and shit are saying that. I want to know the answer, damn
Well,
it.
I'll look that one up, but hold on. I'll look that up after this. It says if your air conditioning is automatically shutting off during Michigan's hot summer days, it is likely due to Enrolled Demand Response Utility Program, or DTE,
No.
Cool Currents, or Smart Savers. Programmed smart thermostats meant to prevent grid overloads.
You have to move out of that godforsaken state. That's
Yeah, I've said
ridiculous.
that many times.
Well, it's
That's
also not
ridiculous.
doesn't get hot there like that very often. So when it does,
No,
Yes,
it's
it does. It's hot as shit there.
well in Michigan. It's not. It's only a couple of months. It's hot, so
It's humid AF. It feels like a
well,
laundromat.
humid is different than being hot. Like if I
Oh,
lived in California and it was, or Arizona,
Arizona is like 5 miles from the sun. That's like there, and it's dry heat and it sucks. But like California is always gorgeous, always. But Arizona, that's a different story. That's like hell. And seriously, they are 5 miles from the actual sun. I mean,
well,
it's hot there.
it is what it is in Michigan. It's supposed to conserve energy, save from
Yeah.
blackouts, whatever. And it's just when you're in a perpetual hot flash like me, who is now post menopause, because I just have to talk about it. Somehow it gets to menopause every single time. But I just had to say that.
Okay.
No, it's when you're constantly hot, even when your air gets interrupted and your apartment is 72 degrees and you're sweating, like I mean sweating is just bad. It
Oh
sucks.
Lord. Let me tell you guys this story. I'm gonna ask Bob since he's the cop. But like my kid got back from Miami, right? And she's off for the summer, but she was like trying to pick up like some hours someplace. And so somebody called her and asked her if she wanted to interview for a nanny position. So she met these people at the ice cream place down the street from us, and like it's an outdoor place or whatever. It's like a creamy whip. And she met them and she said that they were really nice. It was like the mom and the dad and then like this 5-year-old. And she said, like, this is so, first of all, like I felt like it was weird because they brought their own spoons. Like that's so fucking weird to me. Like I get it. I get it. You're saving the planet, but it just seemed odd. And then she said that her little boy was like, can I have a bite of your ice cream? And I go, oh God. I said, did you ask his parents? And she was like, no. She goes, I just said yes. And I go, wait, so he just took a big lick out of your out of your ice cream? And she said, yeah, but he used a spoon. And I said, did the parents say anything? Like, oh no, that's her ice cream or anything? She was like, no, they didn't say a word. And I was like, that's even weirder. Like
yeah,
to me, like I would have wrestled my child to the ground before he like took a bite out of a stranger's ice cream. They just met her like 5 minutes before that. I would have never done that. But I'm a germ phobe, so maybe that's why. But and I'm real freaky about germs and I'm really funny about them with my kids. Like I used to just lose my mind when people would like give my child a bite of something off of their spoon. I don't care who it was. I'm like, no. Like I hate that shit. I like it makes me so sick. And like anyone that knows me knows that I'm like that, so they wouldn't even dare. But like I just remember when my kids were really little and like their grandma and stuff would like from their dad's side would constantly like give my kid bites off of her spoon, and I wanted to just punch her right in the throat. I would be so mad. I'm like, no, don't. And she'd always give her bites of like shit she wasn't allowed to eat either, like strawberries and like just chocolate and shit that you don't give babies, and it's like, what are you doing? Like I'd be so angry, but like, and everyone said I would let up on the second child. No, I didn't. It just pissed me off even more because then they knew I was like mad about it. And
Oh
I
boy.
had like, I had like the call for poison control.
How do
I
you
had
think
their
kids
number.
get their immune system? They build up
I
their
don't
immune
give a
system
shit.
by
They'll get their immune system another way, not by like giving bites up of other people's spoons. And don't give my children something that they could be deathly allergic to, because I will come after you. Like, no joke. I don't care how you're related. I will hurt you. But like, I just would get so mad because everyone knew that I was like that. I had on the diaper bag like a whole list of like emergency phone numbers, poison control, and everything, like every single phone number. And they would laugh at me and made fun of me. But like, I did not give a shit. I didn't want to, I never left my babies with anybody except like their grandmothers. And that was very rarely. And my mother always followed my directions. Like, she knew that I meant business, but like, I mean, I don't know. That was weird to me. Don't you think it's weird that these people brought spoons and then they let their kid take a bite? And then they said to the little boy, they were like, "Do you have any questions for her?" He's 5, and he said to her, "Do you like Chipotle?"
Aw.
That is so cute, right? I was like, "Oh God, I love him." She was like, "I go, what'd you say?" She's like, "I told him yes, I loved it." I was like, "Oh, he sounds so cute." She said, "Yeah, like the parents were like kind of hippies," and she's like, "And they raised him without any TV or online anything or whatever." I'm like, "Well, that's good," but I don't know. I thought that was weird. They let him give a bite of her ice cream. I would never have. But maybe that's me. Is that me? Or do you think that's weird?
Deal, but we look at these things differently. So
Yeah. I'm going to court tomorrow with my friend from the internet that has like a defamation case against her, and I have to go out of town. And like, we
not
agree on
sorry.
we
Chrissy,
agree
what
on absolutely nothing. We have
really quick?
we don't agree on anything. But like, but she's my friend, and like she needs some support, so I'm going with her.
Yeah.
But like,
Really
we
quick,
don't
I
have.
gotta say this because I put something up on the screen because Akasha, if you read her first comment before this one, because it
Oh,
says,
I did not.
okay, I only sent that to show you how fucked up my voice to text is because I meant to say I'm also a germaphobe, but it came out a really not a, it says homophobe, but she's obviously not
Oh.
that word. And I put it up on screen, and I have to 100% say this, that we all know that, Akasha. You don't have to worry. We all know voice to text is fucked up sometimes.
Girl, that's okay. Like, at least you didn't say that to your boss. Like, drop dead. I mean, I told my boss to drop dead, girl. Like, I mean, not much. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, no, oh my God. The only thing that saved me is he knows my antics and like knows that I'm a hot mess. I mean, he's been dealing with me for over 20 years. He said he was either going to get a restraining order against me or hire me. But they would not, they kept telling me no, that I couldn't have that position. And I kept telling them yes, I wanted it. But it's hard to like that kind of a job to give to a young person, like in their early 20s. And like, here's a credit card for you to like just buy drinks for people. And
Right. No, I
a
get that.
company card. That was the other thing that was weird too. Is like, I kind of like made like they weren't hiring me, and so like I kind of made my own job. Like where all my friends were really beautiful girls, and so I would hire them to do promotions. So therefore, I like got to hang out with my friends on my work nights, but I would hire my girlfriends to come in and do these alcohol promotions. And then I had an expense card, like, so I paid for like the room, and I'd pay for like whatever they wanted to eat or drink while they were working. And then they would get, they would get like $50 an hour. And so it was a great gig. They would just be hanging out, like giving people shots, and then they got paid for it. Well, except for like they started to get over. I mean, that was easy money back then. Like we would all kill for it now, but like eventually like that shit got old too. But I would hire girls from like my modeling agency and then just all of my friends. But I was the go-to person for promotions. Like everybody, instead of them having to go through the whole modeling agency and having to do all that shit and having to like do costume fittings and stuff like that, I had all of that. So like I had the girls, I had the clothes, I had it all. And so I just became like kind of just the go-to person. And so that helped me in the biggest way possible, because eventually like they took me just off of, being a promotional girl to being a salesperson, and then to being a sales manager, and then I just kept rising up. But I worked with almost all men. There was like one lady. There were ladies in the office. It's a huge distributor. Oh my God, I can't say it.
Don't worry. I got
Say
you.
it. Distributor.
Sure.
What?
Distributor.
Distributor. Oh my God. It was not going to come out right, and I wasn't going to be able to make it come out right because I said it wrong.
We all have
Anyway.
like that.
Oh my God. But anyway, like I did that or whatever. And then I also, during that time or whatever, I had started a YouTube channel, and then I did my YouTube channel with another lady that was like, she did all the heavy lifting, like she did all of the editing and stuff like that, and she was the best. But she had like a nut job as a husband who like would get super angry because she was up too late, and she was like paying more attention to the YouTube channel than to him or whatever. And I could see why, because he was the biggest pain in the ass ever. I had no idea how he even managed to get her, because she was amazing. But the more money she made, the more pissed off he would get. Like, he hated that because she had money that gave her options, and he did not like
that
that.
goes into the psychology of a lot of, not just men, women too, that have to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you have narcissistic traits and also have to be in control
of everybody.
Like, we had show meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had show meetings that had nothing to do with him, and then he would come to them. It was like, and like, it just brought the vibe all the way down. Nobody wanted to be around him. He was like a pain in the ass. He was always like butting in. He knew nothing about YouTube, but then, had to be the loudest voice there. It's just like the worst. But like,
I hate to bring this all the way around to where we were in the beginning, but I have to do this. What you just said is someone who literally has nothing or knows nothing about YouTube / StreamYard or anything else in that matter. We have one of those that are literally charged money to teach classes.
Yeah, the same person that said to her besties, "Thanks for highlighting the super chats. That's so helpful." She literally thought that her subs were highlighting super chats.
Yeah, but it's the level of when you say it's their narrative or their control, they have to control that. So it's the Jen McCabe level. Remember, she was controlling everybody's narrative around her, and she has to be the first narrative, and that's why shows get interrupted with a phone call, or at least were. And that's how, and that's that to bring it all the way around. That's that.
Yeah, her show, like, that's what she's doing every morning, is like answering calls from her children, because she doesn't have any content.
Well, and that's the control. Like, I have a 26-year-old. I'm not asking her what she's doing every day, or
no, of course not.
And I have a 31-year-old. Same. I don't do that with any of them.
Yeah, they have to. At this point in their lives, like, you can only suggest, things for them. You cannot tell them what to do.
Right.
I mean, they're under my roof, but like, I can't, boss them.
But
like
you
I
see
once
on
did.
the streams, the attempting to control, and turns into like a fight with Jack or a fight with Jeff or a fight with whomever. It's all about control. Like, so then when you have this type of person, then you want to, because they earned it, then you're questioning everything. Like, why doesn't she get along with a lot of the family? Like, is that because her story is actually different, or is she giving us a narrative from day one? I don't know. But
Bob,
we don't question.
I found that that's a lot of the reason and seeing what she does now, that I think she does on morning stream is because she can
She goes
start
up against Aiden.
by setting the tone
Yeah.
and narrative of whatever she wants.
And then like in her chat is the same. They're giving her the like they're gaslighting her and they're like Spicy Misty, Prison Misty. She's telling her the whole time, you did nothing wrong. You have never done anything wrong. Like you don't owe them.
That's her echo chamber for you.
That's the gaslighting, and that's the people. So take them and go wherever. Just stop trying to control other creators' narratives. If you're going to be that, then be it. If you're saying that the drama has given you these 9,000 views per show, then and that's how you want to be, then you got to take it back. But stop with the lies part. Like Jolene's not lying when she's roasting people. She's not making things up. Neither is
She's
DB
using her own words.
Exactly.
They're not exaggerating the story. They're not embellishing the story. They're not adding things to the end of the story. Like I swear on J7's, it was that week when she was blowing people up a couple months ago. Her excuse was, I thought her best friend's sister. And now it's her best friend. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But don't be an ass and nobody cares. Like, don't lie
That's
about
exactly right.
me. Don't lie about people that trusted you. And that's beyond me that JN, she got that text from J7 that said Baker didn't like her show. And that, from the beginning, set her tone.
And she set everything off. Yeah.
She still admits like it's a
believe,
flex.
I truly believe if Baker, let's say J7 had went to Jess with the same info, tried to lie about Baker, but Baker was like, "Oh, I love Jess Machado's show."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Do you honestly think she would have done what she did? No.
Right. It's personal. Everything's personal. So that's when you know that they're that type person. But I'm probably gonna have to call it for me. I didn't really.
Bob.
Bob, that's great.
Where are you going, Bob? I want to know.
Nowhere.
Turn on your Life 360.
I've lived that nightmare before.
Right? I trust you, Bob. Bob, let me ask you a question real quick about cops. Listen, my mother told me this when I was younger, and then I dated a couple of cops in my day, but she told me that they are notorious for cheating, and then I have found that to be the case. What do you think? What's your opinion?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like when it was really bad in the military too.
Yes.
Like, used to
military men always want to get married for some reason.
Well, there's a lot of benefits for that.
That and other people. So I was dating a girl when I was in Germany. I was 19. She was 16. That was completely legal. Their consent age there is
right.
Young. They're.
I did it here in the United States, completely illegal. But go ahead.
Well, here even 19 to 16, most states 16 is consent, and it's not more than 4 years. That's usually in Ohio. It's a 4-year law. So it starts to be a problem if it's as long as they're not in an authority position. If it's consensual, then you don't have it. Anyway, I was 19. She was 16. She asked me to marry her. Like they want the past.
She was no dummy.
No. They want the past. They want the United States card.
Exactly.
And it happens all the time. My problem in the military is nobody, like a lot of people, when they're overseas, we are not with our family. So they do that. And then even when I got out of active duty and went into reserves, it was even worse and I actually quit because of this. We would have weekend reserves thing, and they would all tell their spouses or girlfriends or whatever that we were going to be in the field all weekend, and that wasn't true. They would get a hotel on Saturday night, and they would all just screw around, and I couldn't. I went home because I lived, next town over, but I had a family, but that drove me crazy. Like they're lying to all these people and they're doing all this and I actually quit that. So it is bad. And then as cops, these guys, from my experience, there are people that love cops, love guys in uniforms. A lot of cops are kids that never had a regular job or they weren't the most popular in school. If that's the case, they succumb to fake fandom or people that just think they're everything. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that does happen a lot. And then it's just, and it's usually coworkers, you know.
And they feel madly, like the cop feels madly in love, like because it's their first everything.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's terrible. It's
Yeah, just
I'm not saying it's
heartbreaking.
everywhere, and it's still a small percentage, but it's more than, you know, I care. I mean, listen, I'm not telling on anybody. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not. It's just not something I want to be around.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's none of my business. I mean, they're going to find out. That's the other problem I have with people like those two is they want to air people's skeletons. I don't.
Exactly.
Karma will
Mhm.
come around. I mean, unless it's egregious or something, just the worst of the worst. I'm not telling my buddy that I don't think his girl likes, I don't know what. I'm not telling him anything. Like, that's not my business. You guys, that's your thing. And if somebody is a type of person, it's going to happen. You're going to find out. But I'm no business to stick my nose in there. They're not going to listen anyway. And it
Exactly.
just, and so when they throw around these ghost lies, like, you know, if you knew what I knew about Baker, if you knew what I knew about Tim Bradle, then you would agree with me. That is a discrediting of another person for no reason whatsoever.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yep.
Bob,
That's
I have one question I wanted to ask you before you go. But first, well, two questions really. One, will you come back and join me again sometime? And
Yeah,
I
two,
want him to join me. I'm gonna have a live stream.
oh
I love
yay!
psych word.
Well, you better invite me then too sometime.
Oh my God, what is this? Like, I didn't know this picture was up here, but go ahead.
Well, you put it up there.
Like, I'm an idiot. I literally did not even mean to. I mean, I don't care.
Um,
It's just like wild
Well,
that
at least it
I did
wasn't
that.
something really bad. I mean, it could have been worse, I guess, right?
That's
Yeah.
the worst one I have. I've never been naked on the internet ever. That's like the worst one I have. But that was in a magazine, so like it's not as though it's like a
Well, your profile pictures are getting, you know, better.
wild.
Well, my other question to you is because
Although,
there's
get
a
better than
little
that one.
thing that I had worked out and planned for us tonight, but since Crispy Treat joined us, and no problem there, that's not a. We'll just have to do it next time, and she can join us next time. I just didn't. I when I do my streams, we kind of fly by the seat of our pants. So even when I have something planned, things like this happen. So. But I had some questions lined up. I was going to give you a little quiz, but we'll do that next
Oh, go
time.
ahead. Let's do it.
It was going to have fun with the chat and stuff with it. I kind of had a thing. So we'll do this again very, very soon.
Oh, gotcha.
Why don't you ask them just a few of the questions?
Well, no, because then people will get the
No, you
answers
can
to
save
them, and we'll do it next time. But that one of the questions I wanted to ask you and get your opinion on was: did you see the Oceans and saying the stuff she was saying in the chat, and what were your feelings on that?
She,
I didn't see it.
I did. I saw it all, and I even had some little disputes in there with her. But she's an apologizer, and I believe one. I don't care if you're a friend or not a friend. You cannot tell people what your partner is doing in that manner. She could have easily said she's on vacation. She didn't. That's somebody that you can't trust. That's disparate. That's not cool. Like, that's bad. You don't say that. I don't say that about
Oceans and her partner got into a fight.
moons and
Moons,
oceans.
because I saw that shit coming. They hate each other, it looks like.
Well, you could. I mean, when you see them on camera together, you can see that they're not exactly fond of
Yeah,
one
they
another.
don't
There's
like
no
each
vibe
other.
there. Yeah.
The problem isn't so much I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you there. But my thing was about her being in the chat talking about how she's kind of seeing the light, but yet if you pay attention, she is still in Jess's chat,
Yeah.
her on as well. So you have to watch these two-faced people. I'm not saying she is one, but there are lots of people who like to play both sides of the fence. And just
Mhm.
because someone comes in, and I called out James Jackson for being one of those people. He does this shit all the time. He's always in Blair's chat. Then you'll see him, like I said, I saw him in BX's V chat, and I
Well,
called
that's
it.
what.
Said,
How much you want to
That's-
bet he's going to be in Glara's next chat? And sure enough, he fucking was. And it's like these kind of people who do this back and forth bullshit just get on my nerves more than even the people who are just on the one side saying fuck you. You know, at least you have a conviction there.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it's, I don't like it. And they've earned it. And it's not Lauren's fault. It's not anyone's fault.
right.
They can change their path, but there's not medication for it. And I'm not diagnosing it. I'm just saying that I showed 9 examples with every words that she said that prove she has all 9 of them. Different than having 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get your evaluation on this video. I'm gonna end with this real quick. Let's listen to Jess Machado's own words real quick, and then we'll call it a night and have to do this again very soon.
Okay.
Oh,
Because I was excited to learn more about politics in our state. When are we going to get back to that? So, very briefly, there was some sort of structure here to what I was doing, which was building up my Twitter account, which I did through Karen Reed, covering the Karen Reed building up my Substack first with all my investigative stuff. That was at the beginning of the year. There's a pattern here. So people like coming at me, not you, but like people coming at me, like there's a very specific thing here. Build the Substack and get the subscribers to follow the Substack. Follow Karen Reed and build up the Twitter account, and then start a YouTube channel and partake in drama so that I can get people over here so they can listen to me when I have something to say, and build a community of people who want to listen to me. And then next year, put all of those things together.
and I have to point out that it's pretty telling too that she's one who always has her chat on screen, and you can see the people and what they say in their chat. And the one thing literally on this stream from last year talking about her plans to partake in drama just to get attention, to get her views up, says someone in the chat says there is a difference between sharing your thoughts on behavior and sharing info about a private conversation.
Right.
Someone in the chat had that thought way before all this happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's
And
So now
she-
you've accomplished your mission. So take your courage
Yes,
and just
exactly.
stop lying about people. You don't need to anymore. You got your people.
yeah. But see, and this is where I call BS on the crap that she says when she says she's leaving this community. People are taking bets how long that it's going to take her to get back into it. I said tomorrow morning she'll be back, and sure enough, she was. Most people said that. And if you don't want to be part of this community, you fucking said you hate the First Amendment. Oh my God, Christy, do you have
She
your
said
ear?
she hates the
out
First
now?
Amendment. What?
She
Who
said she
says
doesn't give a
shit like
fuck
that?
about the First Amendment.
That's such a weird fucking thing to say. Excuse my language.
She said it to Aiden in her exit interview. And I even had an argument with one of, oh my God, Christy, your earbud.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Better.
I can hear myself, and I know how it's frustrating to me, so I don't know if it's bothering anyone else. But anyway, yeah, when in that ridiculous exit interview she did with Aiden, she literally said, I don't give a fuck about the First Amendment. And I was in a chat, I don't know, a couple days, maybe a week after that, and one of her bunnies. And I said that, and she's like, no, she didn't. I said, do you honestly even listen to what she says? I said, go back. She says exactly those words.
What a weird thing to say.
Oh, Christy, I can't. Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I don't know what happened with Crispy's volume, but that was crazy for a second.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take off.
All right, Bob.
Any better?
Let me know.
Yeah. All right, Bob. Yes. Well, I'll keep in contact. Is Monday nights good for you? Is any other day better?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Awesome. You have a great night, Bob. Thank you so much for coming on, and I truly appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Bob.
Bye.
Go do your cop stuff, whatever that is.
I'm not a cop.
I wonder what cops do.
All right. Hey, Crispy, why don't we call tonight? Because your audio is like really.
No, I want
I
to fix
can't-
this.
I can't
Hold
even
on.
understand you. It's too funny. Like, I'm like, I have no idea what the hell she's saying. It's you gotta love technology.
Hold on 1 second.
Oops. Anyways, thank you guys in the chat tonight. Kasha and Shane and everyone else that was here hanging with us. I really, really appreciate you all. I did, like I said, I did have some fun stuff, a little quiz thing planned regarding the personality disorders. See how much some people know or don't know.
Any better?
Oh, much.
I'm so sorry. So
okay.
sorry. Huh.
Yes, Shane's like Crispy sounds robotic, lol, almost like she's underwater. Yeah, it was. Plus, it had this like frequency in the background too. It was really bad. Like,
Oh my God, I am so sorry. I've been having technical issues, but like I don't even have my microphone on. Like I don't know what's going on. I'm not tech savvy.
well,
And
at least whatever you did, I can't even hear my echo anymore. So whatever
oh,
you did,
nice.
put up.
Right.
Yes,
Well,
I
I do know from like from Traveling Fools because like they have like real live sound engineers over there. Baker is a sound engineer. Anyway, they say
love
never
you, Tasha.
ever.
Have a great night. Sorry. Yeah. Have a
Oh,
good
go
one.
ahead.
No, I was just saying good night to Kasha. She's going to bed. Have a
Oh,
good
they
night.
always say never put on your Bluetooth because Bluetooth is for listening, not for speaking. And so I always do remember that. But like never turn on your Bluetooth when you're just talking.
Well, there's also a difference between like if you're using Bluetooth headphones, that's different
Mhm.
because that's, you know what I mean? So, but
Mhm.
if you're not using Bluetooth when you're trying to talk, then yeah, you don't need that on.
Mhm.
So,
But a lot of times it's together, you know, like if you're
yeah.
on the phone or whatever and then and you don't realize it. But they say never turn that on when you're just
Well,
wearing
if you're just
yeah, headphones.
I don't know. I'd have to really have a conversation because I honestly don't know. Because it's like if you're wearing earbuds or had like my Bluetooth headphones or whatever that to talk to people, I obviously have to have it on to hear and to talk. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know because like I certainly am I'm on right now with no Bluetooth and I'm talking.
But you're using
So
your phone, not earbuds, right? Or not
right.
Bluetooth earbuds. See,
Right.
that's
But before when I was on just with my mic and no headphones. But it's all too much for me. For real. Like I just want to flip the switch and it
no, I get
be
it. Technology is it gets beyond frustrating because it's our whole lives revolve around technology now. So
yeah. And I mean our season like everything we did with our tech school how we ran through tech school and learned everything within 5 minutes is pretty impressive, you know. Like, don't turn on Bluetooth.
yeah,
Like, that's it. That's about it. That's about all we know.
yep,
And well, how come you're not supposed to turn on Bluetooth? Have no idea, but like, just don't turn it on. It's like, okay,
yep. Have no
no
idea.
Bluetooth.
That I couldn't.
We don't know what we're doing. We're just doing
Anyways, I am gonna probably go to bed just like I need to get some sleep.
right
I was
after I got my my
I know, but
Bluetooth.
keep this the way you do it next time you come on with me. And actually, tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tuesday. When's your next good night for us to do our spill the tea night that we've been wanting to have and haven't been able to have?
You act like I've got an option here on
I know,
what.
but like
Yeah.
like at least your work schedule this week, because at least by the way, I've asked you like 20 times in chats and when you got on today how you were feeling, and I still haven't gotten an answer. How are you
Not great.
feeling better yet? At all?
No, not great. And then anytime I don't answer you, it just always means not great. But like I don't want to ever bore people or like make people think that I'm like trying to make myself, like I don't want people to think I'm trying to make people feel sorry for me or
Oh my
anything.
God.
So
I totally get that, but it's like if I specifically ask you, especially because
I
other
know.
people knew you had a fever and you were talking about what was going on with your eye, and all the stuff that you were telling me prior to the fever even. So I
I
wanted to
know.
make sure you were okay. And then it was like you wouldn't answer me, and I texted you then, are you feeling better? No answer. And I'm like, dude, does she just not want to tell me how she's doing or what?
I know. I've been like just insane. Like I shouldn't have been that way, but I was and still am in a way, and I feel bad that I shouldn't have said anything at all, but like I did, and I'm
No.
sorry. But I'm
Say that
okay.
because I
I
worry about you.
know. I didn't mean to
So
worry anybody. I didn't mean to worry you at all.
I know that, but I
Mm.
care. That's what friends do. We care about each other,
Mhm.
talking about each other's, whatever we're going on, and whether it's health, it's friendships, whatever. That's what friends do.
I
So
know. You're
never feel
sweet.
bad about that ever.
You're sweet. I just said the very same thing. I like it's been like Pete and repeat tonight. I said the same thing to to nonsense earlier. Like it's
Oh yeah, I
wild.
missed her. I listened to her last night on replay, and then I saw she was going live earlier when I was starting to get ready and stuff. I'm like, damn it! Now I'm gonna have to catch another one on replay.
Right.
But that solid gold, she sent that to me on on Saturday. She was in my chat when I was on with Kazi. I sent you a
Oh,
link. That's
really?
why
She sent
I
you a
sent
solid
you.
gold thing?
Yes, I sent you a link. That's why. How dare you say I never invite you? I sent you a link for like my last 5 streams in a row, in case
You
you
did? I missed
know
it,
that.
man.
Yeah, but
Shit.
anyways, she was in my chat, and she sent me the solid gold thing. I was like, I have to show my people this, and because they were having so much fun laughing at that. And then when I was in her chat the other day, yesterday I think it was,
Oh my
and
God.
she had brought that up video, and she's like, oh, I clipped this for someone, and she called me Charlotte, and it's funny, she's like, Scarlet. And I was already in a chat, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, thank you, by the way, for sending me that. 'Cause it's freaking hilarious. People in her chat were literally like, oh my God, I got to know what those, because she was talking about how I'm kind of in the Karen Reed community, this and that. And
Yeah.
yeah. And people were like, oh my God, I would love to see their reactions. So I was like, oh, they had a ball with that video. People were laughing.
Yeah, because nobody
Very
ever
hard.
does shit in that control. Nobody. That is great.
So
Damn it.
Ashley,
You gotta help
before
me
we go,
find ones for me. I don't know which ones to find because I need to wear some too.
oh,
I've been wearing
I have tons and tons of clips now, and I have playlist saves for my lives and stuff, so I can help you with that. Now, I was gonna, like, we should end tonight in having a nice laugh at Solid Gold Dancer. What's her name again? Julie.
Julie.
And in case anybody hasn't seen this or catches this on replay, and you want a good laugh at someone who is obnoxious,
Like a real cow. Like a
yes.
total.
Hold on.
I mean, I don't mean that to be like rude. I'm talking about like she is
Oh, no,
a
no.
total little cow.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And if you want to learn more about low cows and log cows, you should definitely go check out Nonsense's
And then
channel.
Nonsense can come off as like she's really like she comes off as a little bit abrupt sometimes, but she's
Yeah.
really like very sweet, very funny,
Yes.
quick-witted, but you got to give her a
She will
minute.
easily call herself an equal opportunity hater now, because like I
Yeah,
said,
you got to
I've
give
said-
her a minute. She'll
Yeah.
warm up on you, but it takes a minute to get to like her.
Yeah, and and like you can be friends with someone and like someone without agreeing with everything they say, and that's where I'm at. I don't agree with some things she says on
Like I'm gonna be hanging out with my friend tomorrow. My friend tomorrow, like we have nothing in common. We have completely different signs of it's
Up
just
a little bit.
what
Oh,
is
that's a
it?
good move.
Hold on, here we go.
Oh,
Okay.
Hey Shane, I'll definitely do
Your
that.
leg. Okay, here we go. This is my
some.
dream. Here's my bucket list. I gotta pull up my leggings. Making my dreams come true right now. Pretending I'm a solid gold dancer, just like I did when I was a kid, because I always wanted to be a solid gold dancer. Should I get on the floor? It'd probably be better if I'm on the floor. Can you see me on the floor? Here. Oh, yes, I can get on the floor. Hold on. Let me get on the floor. You guys can see me? Okay, wait. Wait, let me come
yes,
up to the
perfect.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. First
God,
thing
why does your
crawl.
room look exactly
They
like
crawl.
hers?
Have the leg out, and they're gonna
Why
go
is your
forward,
door so short?
and it's gonna be like real, like sexy, like men or women, doesn't matter who, man or woman, same outfit, unitard, going like this, right? Like this. They would put their leg out like this. Hold on, like this, not folding, but like
saying like
more
this,
flowy,
like
you know,
this, like
like
this.
solid gold.
Yes.
Na, 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 solid gold. Here, wait, hold on. Solid gold. Do, 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 da, solid. And then they would always like end with da, na, 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 na. Oh shit, that was a bad move. Solid gold, like with some stupid showy thing at the end. Or like that lady with her leg out like this and her neck out. Clip this shit. Clip this.
Oh, we clipped that shit.
Right?
Do it again.
Oh my God. Look at how I had to get up. That's pathetic. My muscles hurt. Is that good? My first concert was Rod Stewart. That's a great concert.
And she
I love Rod Stewart.
Rod
Don't
Stewart.
get me
of all
started. I
people.
swear to God, I think Madonna was on this.
I went to a Rod Stewart concert. Okay, my dad took me to a Rod Stewart
Yeah,
concert.
it's a great
And
concert.
It is a good concert. Great singer. He just was wasted.
I wish I would have known. I mean, my friend is the one that videoed this entire video, this Julie video.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Wait, so she was this wasn't her just live streaming from home?
Yeah, it was her live streaming, but she wasn't in the room with her, but she recorded the whole thing.
Oh, okay, got you.
Mm-hmm. And then she like deleted it and then came back with it.
She's just this one's a little
Mm-hmm.
cuckoo. Little cuckoo. We got a lot of crazies on the internet, that's for sure. Anyways, Shane says Rod Stewart has a great voice and an even better model railway. Oh, I haven't seen his model railway. Although I do love trains, that's for sure. I absolutely love trains. I love being on them. I love the sounds of them. I love sleeping at night and having my windows open and hearing the train that's near me go up. Like, I love them. So my mom was the same way, though. I think I got it from her. You think? Anyways, Crispy's falling asleep, I can tell. So, see?
No, girl. I'm
Oh,
always
yes, you're falling asleep. Don't lie. I know.
I'm always awake. I'm always awake.
Let's go. Let's say goodnight for now, and then you'll come on with me as soon. Just text me a day where you're like, I think I'm feeling okay today. I'll be off work at this time, and I'll let's go. You know how I am.
Yeah, I never know how I'm gonna feel from the next minute to the next. But
I know.
That's how
I
I
try.
am.
I do the best I can,
Yeah.
but I never tell people like how I feel. And then sometimes just the smallest of chats can just, I don't know.
No, I get it. And yeah. So I'm gonna get some sleep. You should get some sleep. And
Yeah.
hopefully you'll start feeling a little better at least tomorrow. And give me just shoot me a text and let me know. And
Yeah, what time tomorrow?
well, anytime. Because if I'm
Okay.
sleeping, I won't hear it anyway. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I'll call you at like a reasonable crash.
Sounds good. And Shane says my 2 YouTube channels are of trains and paranormal. I don't have your paranormal. You have a train one? Shane, you need to send me your train
Let's see, God, how
channel.
come you get a one on train?
What?
You got, how did you get a train? Oh, like
Not
a,
me, Shane.
oh,
Shane
how did
has
Shane
it.
get one? I
Because
want to know.
he's got a YouTube channel on paranormal about paranormal like phenomenon. Pretty cool. And he says his other channels about trains. That's so cool. I love trains.
You don't
That's another
know.
day, a fresh beginning, and fresh hope. Exactly, Shane. I love Shane's chats. Always hopeful and optimistic, and I love them. So he was a great human being. I met Shane in Tennessee. Did not get it. I was so upset when I realized I did not get a picture with Shane. He he was the only other one with the accent like Nicola. I had to get to really get used to. I'm trying to listen really hard because I already had problems hearing. We had the Australian accent, but I'm
Right.
getting there with the Scottish and Australian accents, though. I'm getting much better.
Yeah.
It is my name, my train. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Shane. I'm gonna definitely check that out. All right, Crispy, you go get some sleep. I'm gonna
I
get
will.
everyone
I'll
go.
be listening though.
Well, I'm gonna go get some sleep and well, I don't even know who's live. Let me see if anyone's live. I can't redirect just yet, but let's see who we can find. I know Baker was live. Nope, he's off. Jolene's live still. Looks like. Is she still alive? Nope, she's gone. Everyone's Wispy is live. Oh,
Is
no.
she?
Yep, Wispy's
Oh,
live,
cool.
and then the Glare is live. So, go
Oh.
say hi to if you know who Wispy is or Will the Glare. Tell him Scarlet sent you, and I will. See,
I'll direct everybody over there.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah, I can do it. I guess. Like, wait, whose channel are we on right now?
Oh, Baker is still live. Oh, all right. Let's go see Baker. Everyone, go see Baker.
Ew, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's.
I don't know. I can't redirect because I'm not monetized yet. So.
Oh, I forgot to tell you the other day. It was so fucking awkward and
Oh, Claire is
weird
proper. Yeah. What
because
was weird?
the baker came in somewhere. Where was he? He came in somewhere and then tried to get all of all of the little kids out of the room.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he tried to get he went in somebody's room the other day on YouTube, and
You
then
mean their channel?
yeah, their channel.
What? Who? Okay, we're gonna have to talk about this offline because I wonder if you're half asleep.
No, you've heard people say their room before their channels, like that's
Well,
just
yeah,
a.
but what are you talking about, kids
So
though?
Baker went into somebody's channel the other day, went in someone's channel, and then just said to them, or was in somebody's channel, and then like it was a redirection thing, like or whatever, and it was
Oh,
yeah,
okay, I get it.
yeah.
So, okay, so he was redirected there and what, realized the channel had a bunch of kids or had kids in the background and was like, yeah, that's not cool. That kind of thing.
Like it
Am
just
I understanding that correctly?
yeah, just yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Huh.
It was a big mess or whatever. It's
It must have been the one that I missed. I watched on replay because I know I missed two of his, and I put a comment on one of the one you did the other night. Damn, I missed another one. So
mhm.
because I missed that then. All right, let's get some
Yeah,
sleep,
it was
y'all.
something. It was
Yeah,
something
hey,
weird.
sweetie.
Okay, talk to you later.
I just said hey, sweetie, to Scott. So,
Oh,
anyways, yes, let's get some sleep. We're probably gonna both fall asleep if we don't get up soon. So
mm-hmm.
sleeping live.
Yeah.
Everyone, have a wonderful night. I'll see you all soon. Crispy, we'll talk tomorrow. Love you, girl.
Okay. All right. Love you. Bye bye.
Bye.